Hi, Sticky. Hey, Tiff. What's good? Merry Christmas. I came to check in, you know. I don't check in as like I should. All right. So I played that little bit, guys. Hold on. Let me put this up. Yep, I just came on this morning. Hey, what's up, P? Thanks, everybody, and those in the clouds as well. I hope you can hear me. Yep, I'm just coming on because I know people were like, "Where are you at? Where is she at?" I'm like, it's been hell, guys. You know, trying to keep up with everything. But oh, she's doing great, girl. She's already back running, and you know she's reservist too. So she's back running. She's back to her regular activity. You know, she was down for a while, but you know when they're young like that, you know, they bounce back real quick. She's doing great, P. What's been up with everybody? I've just been hey, living life to the fullest. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone. I mean, it's been crazy. My schedule has been crazy. But yeah, she is reservist. So, you know, with them, if you're really, you know, active like that, it's hard for you to keep them down. But everybody's here. They just went to the country, you know. Nikki, you know where our people on my dad's side is from. Um, so they went there. They're dressing up the house and stuff down there, and family is coming. My sister, she's home, the one that is a commander. I think I put a picture up of her this morning. Hold on, let's see. I have a picture of her up on my community page. Let me share with it. I wasn't gonna put it up, but I don't care. Let's see. Yeah, I had put a picture of her and my kids up. My daughters, they went to my um Christmas gala for the holidays. This is my sister right here. One of my sisters. I have plenty of them. But this is one of them. She's a commander over a base. And then Well, not the whole base, but just a certain command. And then here's my, let me, hold on, somebody's calling. I don't know who these people are. Do y'all get a lot of weird calls? Let's see. And then my kids, they went to my hold on. They went to my Christmas gala. That's my daughter in the red, and that's my mom's side. Everybody knows what my mom's side is. That's one of our friends. This is my daughter. That's my daughter. This is a relative. So you don't never know who these are. Like, that's my baby. You never know what's in a person's family by just looking at them. But my house is full. I mean, full. So we're having a good time. The grandbaby, she's here. And her husband, my sisters, my parents, they'll be down. I mean, we're having a good time this year, you know. And then my other sisters and them, they're coming. I did go to California. I had some stuff to do out there for work, and then I had went. They were having like a Erica Badu concert out there, so I went to that, and then I went on like the Ferris wheel and stuff like that while I was in California. But I was there for work. I wasn't there, you know, and I had pleasure. But yeah, it's full this year. We're having a good time this year. And my dog is in heat. So um I had to make sure she, you know how it is, Nikki, because you breathe too. So when she goes into heat like that, I didn't want her to get pregnant until, the fall. Not the fall, but the springtime. So I have to separate those two. So my youngest, she's been taking the male dog to her house. So I could separate them, so she won't get pregnant. But yeah, that's what my holiday has been like. But everything is cool. I just came up here to check out how everybody's doing, I'm glad all of this political stuff is over with. Coco is in. Yeah, they go in heat. I can't stand when she goes in heat. It's like a weird smell. And then, I mean, she's, you know, it's like a woman. And then my other dog, the male dog, he goes humping off. I mean, he's humping on everything. And I'm just like, look, you have to separate these two. So my daughter, she has a cat. She has a Persian cat. And so, but my dogs get along with like the cats. They're real sweet dogs. So I don't never have a problem with them like that, getting along with other animals because they're really sociable, social dogs. So I never have a problem with them when they go into heat. So yeah, and then my daughter, they play with her cat and everything when she brings the cat here, her cat name is Muffin. So yeah. But and people know me. I'm an animal lover. I had birds, I had cats, dogs. I don't care too much for like hamsters and stuff like that, but my kids, they had hamsters and like little, I mean, one of them got out the cage and I was getting ready for work. This was when we was living in Japan. And the hamster got out. So I went to go grab my work bag and stuff. And I felt something nibbling at my feet. I was like, here's this damn thing. I jumped up on top of the desk. I didn't know what it was. And then my daughter, she went to the beach and got a bunch of shellfish. I think they're yeah, they look like shells, but they have fish like claws, like crabs in the inside. So she was collecting them in this bucket. She was like, Mom, look how pretty the shells are. They are so nice. And so I get up for work after I drop them off at school to come back to get ready for work. And all these things came up out of the bucket and was crawling all over the floor. So I jumped up on top of the counter. I didn't know what it was. I kept hearing like little claws crawling. I was like, this girl has a whole house full, a bucket full of live like crabs. Because my kids, they love like creatures and stuff. So I'm just like, what in the world? But I kind of miss that. When you have kids, you miss, hey, Lady K. And yeah, hey, Trucker. Well, North Carolina. I call them North Carolina. But yeah, I was like, the girl had a bucket full of crabs, but the shells were so, shiny and pretty. And they don't come out until later. And she had a bucket full. They were all over the upstairs. I had to sweep them downstairs in a box. I'm like, oh my gosh. I threw them out in the grass. I don't know what happened to. I have the weirdest kids. Yes. So yeah, we enjoyed ourselves last night. I got up this morning and went to the gym, but I had went over there to hear Trickio because I needed something to listen to, while I was working out. So I tuned in to Trickio and Zoe. They had me crying so hard. Those people they were looking at me like, what is wrong with this girl? I had to jump off the treadmill because I was left. But yeah, so I just came up here to see how everyone is doing and wish them a Merry Christmas. I know a lot of people probably don't come over here like they used to because, I'm not part of the drama. But I did hear some things about what's his name? Defraud and charlatan. And I'm like, they playing on crazy grounds, messing with somebody that has a security clearance. You don't know what their clearance is for. And it could be for like some kind of secret stuff. You got to be careful when you doxing people that have clearances. And sometimes their names are not even their names. You don't know if they covert or overt. You got to be careful with that when you're doxing people that have security clearances, because sometimes they might not even use their name. They have the privilege of using aliases. They have that privilege if you are covert. If you're covert, it means that you're up under an alias and it's for a reason. It could be some kind of investigation. Or overt, it means that you could use your government name. You can go through different aliases with clearances. You got to be careful with that shit. You can get yourself in a lot of trouble doxing somebody that might be covert. I've seen it happen, especially if he's working in like aviation. I know the processes of a person being covert. You do not want to mess with somebody that has a clearance and you fucking with them. I'm telling you, you can get yourself in so much trouble. And what for? This is stuff that's up here. Why do you have to mess in people's lives? I mean, It's just stuff that, I mean, that's not affecting your life. Leave it up here. Why do you have to look up people kids? Why do you have to do these things? It's so vengeful. And then one minute you'll say, okay, I'm not going to mess with them. I'm moving on. I'm doing this and that. I mean, live up to your words. Why do you always say that and then go right back to square one? That's, I mean, like I said, I'm not getting into all this crap. Hey, Hoodie, what's up? How's the wife and kids? I hope everything is good and Merry Christmas. But my thing is, why can't you keep it up here? That's what I don't understand. Why do you have to go into someone's personal life that's only saying something about you, and then you'll say, oh, I'm gonna move on, I'm tired of this stuff, and no longer, that's like some bipolar shit. I was like, when I'm done with this, I'm done with it. I'm not up here to go into people's personal lives. I'm not up here to dox people. That's just weak to me. I think that's rather weak. And they were putting up different things on me. You never seen me put their pictures up. You never seen me do anything like that to anyone. I've never done that to people over here. I'll talk about them, but far as putting their stuff on my page and all that kind of stuff, that's childish to me. I'm too grown for that type of stuff. And a lot of people feel like, oh, she works. A lot of people done seen IDs and all of that from me. I don't have to lie about what I am. But the thing about it, I'm just saying, when I leave, I wouldn't even tell my job I was a part of something, like that. It's crazy. I wouldn't even, if something happened to me up here other than messing with my family, I wouldn't even go to my job and tell them something like that. That is dumb to me. I just, I'm past that. And I'm just like, I come over here and check in, but I see how some people they are so vengeful and you're getting nothing out of it. I mean, you're messing with someone that is working in military aviation and they have to have a lot of security clearances. And I'm just like, why are you messing with him for just speaking up? Hey, VP, what's up? Nice to see you. And I'm just like, you attack people, they attack back with words. That's it. Why do you have to go into people's homes, go to people's jobs, and do things like that? I don't get that. And you're not getting anything out of it. Anything. I mean, if you're gonna do something where you're investigating people, you're going to that extent. Now I can understand it's just words up here. But when you go putting kids up there, people wives, and looking into these people addresses and stuff, attack the person that you're going at. Don't attack people families. Because as soon as somebody fuck with your family, then you have a problem with that. And that's what I don't get with people. Leave people kids and wives or girlfriends. Leave them people out of that stuff. That is not right. And just like I said, I don't use no authority to go against people. I don't do that. I would never use tools that I have as an employee to go against people. That is crazy, especially in my own community. I don't do shit like that. I just don't. Our people already face challenges. So why would I go unemploy a black man or woman? And they're already in competition with other people. No, I'm not doing no shit like that. I'm not doing that. So you need to hold the person that this stuff happened to you with. Don't go around villainizing people because of something that happened to you. What you did. And then everybody else has to be victims of your hatefulness. I mean, this stuff is crazy. Some of these people need a therapist for real. They really do, because they can't. I mean, these people cannot get. Oh, I leave, come back 6 months. I leave for a year, come back. They're still doing the same thing. I mean, we have so many problems in our community. We have so many. I stopped even coming up here. I was dealing with political stuff. I wasn't up here. I'm looking out. I mean, I'm not saying people can't come up here. I enjoy entertainment. But when it goes to the point, you've been up here almost 20 years and nothing changed. That is crazy. Nothing changed. I'm like, I couldn't even do nothing around people that loved me and cared about me doing things like that. It's just at this time, it's just like somebody has some mental problems. I couldn't even imagine one of my loved ones being so invested in something to hurt people. That is, I don't get that. And you know exactly who I'm talking about. I mean, you up here over words, but then you go back, oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. What are you fighting for? This is just a little space where people come and talk shit. Leave it up here. I mean, even during the holidays, you can tell these people don't have a life because they just can't put down, just shut down the computer. If just like a police or anyone else would tell you, if you feel like you're a victim of social media, shut it down. Shut it down. That's what a police will tell you. You can stop that. Just shut it down. But you can't do that because your heart is so hateful. These people up here they take stuff too serious. And that's why I had to move out of the space, you know, and learn how to maneuver around it because, you know, I'm not getting anything out of this. I mean, I like entertainment. Like this morning, I like entertainment like that. I don't like to see people hurt people. I mean, you putting innocent kids up there, you calling the news station on people. That's stuff I don't get down with stuff like that. It's just, you know, I can understand people beefing, but to the point where you start putting up people, kids and stuff, I'm not down with that. Mm-mm. And when you start going into schools, taking teachers out of their um out from teaching students, I don't like stuff like that. You're going too far. And I just sit back sometimes and I just watch because it is a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. That's all I'm gonna say. You might go on and you think things are funny, you think you're giving people entertainment, but when you start playing with agencies and people that got security clearances, mm, I wouldn't do that because you do not know if that person is overt or covert. You can get your ass in so much trouble. And that's why I said I have to put down, you know, I can't be around this type of stuff because it takes too much energy. Um, and you know, people gonna talk their shit, but I think they should keep that online, you know, and that's all I'm saying. Um, and it's not this sector over here, it's been like that for years. And I think you could just eliminate a lot of stuff, just don't give them a voice. And people have done that for a while. I went over to look at T Pre stuff. It's limited. I'll go over to Triggs and who else is it? And I'll go over to Pillsbury. But I don't really know how to catch other people's lives. I don't even know who's live, what's going on. Half the time I'll come up here, I'll look for workouts, look at videos and stuff, and I just get off. This morning I went over to Trickyos and I looked at his, I was laughing. I miss entertainment like that. But I mean, this stuff has been going on for almost 20 years. And I'm just like, oh my God, how did your wife and your kids, a grown ass man, and your wife and kids sitting back watching you doing some shit like that? I was like, I couldn't even imagine. I was like, your wife and kids and sitting back watching you doing some shit like that, and you a grown ass man. No, husband don't even have a social media. And then the one like up here, he'll come up on my account so he don't have to watch commercials. But far as coming up here, he does not come. I couldn't even imagine. But yeah, I just tuned in and to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Going into the year of 2025, there's going to be a lot of changes within my employment. I'm not one of the ones that I can't stay home. I can still stay home and work, but there's a lot of stuff that's coming down from government. A lot of people that work as a DOD worker, a lot of them are going to be going back into the office. Um, and I kind of understand where he's coming from, because you have people that take advantage of that. I mean, they don't come back to work. Some of them be clocking in, getting paid, and I think it is a lot of government waste. So, so that will change for a lot of people. And that's about it. I just came up here to say hi. I don't have a lot to say because I don't keep up with it. Only thing I did was go over there and look out and see what was going on with the fraud and charlatan. That was it. Far as those two over there, mm, y'all, you are playing. I mean, she can sit over there and act like you know who I'm talking about. She has sat over there and act like she knows everything, but I'm telling you, she is knocking on hell's door. And when it opens, that's all I'm gonna say. Those two over there, and he should know better. He should know better. But for her, that lady does not care. As long as she can use you for a tool. And that's all I'm gonna say. Long as she can use you for a tool, she's gonna use you. She is gonna use you, but she ain't gonna tell. But my thing is, she's not gonna tell you that that you knocking on hell's door until your ass get in trouble. That's all I'm telling you. Gonna be the one taking them damn charges. It's not gonna be her, because his commander is well aware of what you're doing. And you cannot do that. You cannot do that. You don't know what type of assignment he's on. And when you're working around military aviation, it's a lot of clearances you have to go through to work through that. So go right ahead and set your ass up. That's all I'm going to tell you. Oh, you are playing. That is a game I would not even play on. And plus, he is active reservist. Oh, yeah. And they are well aware of what you're doing. So I would leave that alone. Um, and if he needs a witness, I have plenty of material right here to give him. I sure do. When I come up here, I don't mess with those people. I'm done with them. Long as you don't pay them no mind, they're good. But just walk carefully around here, because when somebody is so obsessed like that, you don't know what they're capable of doing to you, because they have nothing to lose. She has nothing. She doesn't have no kids, no husband, no nothing. And that's why she sat over there miserable like that. Something is really wrong when you get up here on this thing for almost 20 years. 20 years of your life you done wasted on a man, Umar. He is doing his thing. And you're still there. I even go over and listen to him. I don't trust him about the school, but I go over and listen to him. You haven't done anything to him. Nothing. Only thing you did was cause him to be even more popular. That's all you did. I mean, he's sitting on different panels, like live panels, popular panels. You did nothing but made that man popular and his pockets richer. That's all you did. So I would never go after a black man the way she did. Never. That is not even in my question. Now, far as the scamming of the school, yes, that was different. But to go after him personally like that, no. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So, all right, I'm gonna get off. I see that I only have 6 people. I only have 6 people in my chat. I said one time I used to have a lot, but I guess I'm not a part of the bullshit. So yeah, but I appreciate the ones that did come over here and wish me Merry Christmas. VP, Lady K, Hoodie, P, the panel killer, living life to the fullest. Trucker 49, and Miss Dr. Nikki Proctor. Yes, ma'am. Oh, it was something else I wanted to talk about. What do you think about the young lady cooking with Kaya? I really like that. I really love that girl. I really love cooking with Kaya. And I just don't understand why so many black women are upset with her. I mean, she's doing her thing. I don't see anything. You had one black girl up there talking about, I don't like her. I don't like cooking with Kaya. And she's not gonna come over here and fuck my man. I'm like, girl, are you worried about that? Because if you worried about a stranger fucking your husband that may never see him, then you have some damn issues. What's wrong with a woman being a woman? I don't see anything wrong. I had people up on this in this sector telling me that, oh, you always cooking for your husband. I'ma always cook for my husband. I sew his clothes when he had uniforms. I ironed his uniforms with starch. I make sure he has clean clothes. I cook. I make sure I'm a wife. I take care of my kids. I don't have a problem with serving my husband. And I'm like, this young generation is going straight to hell. And then they wondering why I mean, you walking around looking like Vivica Fox when you get a certain age, and then that time you can't produce any kids. You're not even the top pick. I mean, you're gonna wait until you get almost 50 years old, and then you're gonna be like, oh, okay, well, she's 60 years old and now she wants to get married. I was like, some of these women are weird. I was like, nobody's gonna shame me for being domesticated, okay? Nobody's gonna shame me into cooking for my husband, pampering my husband, doing wifely things. I think women, what it is, a lot of women are being shown up. That's the problem. A lot of women are insecure because no woman, when a woman is secure, she don't have to get up there and expose herself as being insecure. I mean, why would I get jealous of a young lady that's being domesticated? She's doing domesticated things, like she's a house, doing things for her husband, but she's single. She's just preparing a meal. And when you prepare a meal, I feel like you should do it with love. That's how I am. If I'm going to cook, I'm not going to go cook any slop. I'm going to cook for my husband or I'm not going to play your wife, your second fiddle either, like boyfriends forever. No, because we were taught not to shack up. So if I'm going to go out my way, at least I'm going to have an engagement ring on my finger. I'm not going to play house with you. That's one thing I'm not going to do. Because most of the time, to tell you the truth, if a man loves you, he knows right then and there if you're a wife for him. He knows that. And a lot of women, they pick the man, they're on their knees. And I'm like, what in the world? What are you doing? I don't care how many rings you pull out. I don't care how you go hard and give him all your money. A man knows what he wants. What he'll do is use your ass and move on and marry the preacher's daughter. That's how that goes. I've seen it so many times. Hey, Photon, what's up? Merry Christmas. Good to see you. Who's TZP? What's up? I don't know about that. I mean, some of the things that she does is something I would not do. But you have to remember, she's only 21 years old. So they still do stuff like that. They're going to show some skin and all of that. But I love what she does. And just because you feel insecure, why even bother to go over there and watch? I don't think I would be saying I'm going to take your man and stuff, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying when you say domesticated, it means like you do things that's around the house. You have some nasty ass women. I've been like, oh, okay. So when we got orders to come back, I went to stay with like a sponsor when we came back to the United States. And when I came back, this lady would get off from work because she was like, my husband knew her husband. They were both in the military and they were our sponsors until we got, we got military lounging, and then from lounge we will go to buy a house or whatever when you come back from overseas. So we stayed with these people one night. I got in the house, this woman pulled her drawers off, left them in the middle of the floor, and I'm just like, what in the hell? I told my husband, I was like, get these kids bags, because when you coming back from overseas, they let you have like 3 70-pound bags a piece. And I'm just sitting up there. I was like, I don't care where we go. We're getting out of here. That woman was so nasty. And I'm just like, people complain about someone cooking, keeping a clean house. What I call domesticated, I call that like cleaning and doing stuff. Maybe I might be wording it wrong or something, but I'm saying cleaning up, being a wife, making sure that you keeping a clean and orderly house. Not so much the home, you also partake in like finances, make sure everything is running smooth. I've been around women where they have to make the CO or XO of a commanding unit come over there and make Marines clean up their house. That's how nasty some of these women are. And I'm just like, I don't care. If I'm a woman, that's a reflection on me. Even though my husband knows how to wash, he knows how to cook, he knows how to clean, he knows how to do all of that. But I'm just saying, some women may not be like that. But if you're not like that, why put down some woman that enjoys that? That makes no sense. As a child, oh yeah, I love Pop the Balloon. I watched the elderly one. Have you watched that, TZP? I love that show. But my thing is, you're talking about Pop the Balloon. A lot of these women, they want to be single. Hey, T Pre, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, sweetheart. I've been checking out some of your videos. I'll never catch anyone live anymore. Sometimes I might catch Triggs, and I might catch what's his name, Pillsbury. But I'm gonna start getting over there sometimes. But I do go over there. It's just after you went live. I watched a couple of your lives. And yeah, Pop the Balloon. Some women deserve to be single because they're picking on their clothes. I mean, my husband, he was from the Caribbean islands and they dress a little bit, different. They're colorful sometimes. And I feel some of these women are just terrible. I'm like, you gave up a good man that had everything together. I mean, had their stuff together, and you got mad at this man because he wore some pants that are in style and they had a tight ankle. Okay, so what? You looked at a man, said you didn't like the way he looked, his teeth and stuff. And I'm just sitting up there like, what in the world? Some of you deserve, hey, JJ, some of you deserve to be single. And then some of them are for the streets. Some of them are really. And I'm not saying all the guys up there are like that, but it's mostly the women I have a problem with. I don't know if they're following the leader. And that's what I think it is. A lot of times they follow what other women do. And I like the plumber guy. He is so funny, even though, he comes out as a man. I don't think you should chit chatter and go back and forth, but I could kind of understand him. I mean, everybody labeled him as a ninja. And, he looked like a ninja turtle. And I'm just like, I don't like his body. He's weird looking. But I think a lot of women just were, if they came at him spicy, he came back at them spicy. And I could kind of understand, shaming a person like that on live. I mean, it was one lady up there. She was like, just look at him. Look at his looks. I don't like the way he looks. Look at him. And I'm just like, what are you doing? And then we wonder why we are single. We're around here like Vivica A. Fox, waiting until she get like 60, and oh, now I want to get married. And then I'm just like, and then she act, I'm not saying because you get older that you don't date or have a man or something like that. I'm just saying you wait until you get older and then you want to be the most selective thing. And most men, even in their older age, they usually want them younger women. You have to be real with it, because a lot of older women are set in their ways. And that's why I said, if I ever got a divorce, I would never get married again. I would not, because I'm set in my ways. And then plus, after you've been married for a while, I don't want to see anybody on the things that my husband worked hard for. You know, his car, he has his recliners, and I don't want anybody living up on his things. So I would never do that. Like I said, I would never get married again, ever, because I just can't see another man in his things. I don't like that. So let me see. You said, yeah, I checked out all the very, and I like Eric too. You remember Eric TZP? I liked Eric. He was the African guy that trained the dogs. He had everything together. He took this lady to Greece, and she got over there and showed her ass. I'm just like, what in the world? He went for a run. Well, he asked her to set the time clock or wake him up when it was time for him to get up and run. This girl I was like, I cannot stand these young women up here. What in the world is going on? I was like, if I was young, I would have snatched up one of them. And then they get mad with the what's his name? I'm gonna put the link in the chat because I know everybody tired of me talking to if you want to come up. But I'm just like, it was a lot of great picks in that group of guys. It was a lot. And I'm just like, oh my God, y'all just gave up this. I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. And then you had some of them that, I probably wouldn't have dated either. I love that show. Me too, T-Pre. I love it too. I know. That's why I was like, and you could tell, how would you say her name? The host, Annette or something. I forgot how you say her name. You could tell she gets tired of that. She really does get tired of that shit. You can look at her face and tell she gets tired of it. I mean, you putting down a man because of his hat. You're putting down a man because of his shoes. You're putting, and most of them, some of them, what they'll do is do it prematurely. And then when they find out, he's got, he has money, a great career. Oh, I want my balloon back. I was like, I wouldn't let you have it back. I want to hear what he has to say. And to tell you the truth, when I met my husband, he didn't even show me his sports car. He just showed me a hoopty. He didn't even let me know he had like a nice sports car. And his car wasn't a hoopty. It wasn't the top, but that was like his car that he would just, drive when he's doing something. But he had a sports car. He never showed me what he had until months later. Months later. So I was like, I didn't pick him for what he had. I picked him because he was a great guy. I didn't do that. And it just blows my mind. I'm like, you picking on the man's teeth, you picking on his hair, you're picking. I know we have preferences, but my husband used to dress colorful. I didn't care too much for so much colorful stuff, but as the years went on, he toned it down. So I'm just like, that's crazy. And then they'll say, oh, yeah, I love the Lord. You have to love the Lord. And then half of them have G strings. They be like, I'm a Christian. I go to church. You have to be a Christian man. I'm a Christian, but I'll pull out my two piece. And back then, I would probably wear a thong when we went to the islands, but I'm not going to sit up there. I'm going to say, I'm a Christian. I love to go to church. I like to do this, but I'm not going to sit up there and say, I go by everything in the Bible. And then when I see you up there on your Instagram like they do, I don't have one. But and then I can't even have TikTok because they're not allowed, you're not allowed to have those in certain jobs. But I'm just saying, she sat right there and talked about I love the Lord. And then when you went on her page, all her ass was out. And I was like, what in the world is going? And then it was one up there, JJ. This woman had on this grandma dress. I said, if I ever got a hold of that dress, I would burn it. That show is funny. But you saw how that dentist act. You saw him. That was funny to me. But some of those women are a mess. Every single one of the women on the show has a roster guy already knocking on the door. A roster of guys. So you're okay with. I was sitting up there. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? Yeah, she dresses classy. She dresses similar to how I dress. A lot of her clothes are like, it was one dress she had on. I actually had that dress because when you're how it is, JJ. We have like the Marine Corps balls. And I donated a lot of dresses to the prom. They had like the prom project where you could donate like formal dresses to girls that are less unfortunate. I gave away a lot of like galer clothes, formal clothes. I gave a lot away to like the high school students. She's a classy woman too. I'm not saying that. That's what I just said. I said, I tell them my religion is Christianity, but I don't say I'm like holier than thou because I used to wear bathing suits. But these women, they act like they don't do that. They're telling him, oh, you got to be of the Lord. I think once you go, I'm not like I follow Christianity, but I'm saying when you some of these women act like they are women that is in the choir on the board, and they're ushers in the church. That's what I get off of them. But then when you pull up their Instagram or TikTok is like totally different from that. I'm not saying that being a Christian you can't, but if you telling somebody you actually following everything, or oh, you have to do this or that, but then when you go up there, it's like, what is going on? That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Yeah. It was one. Yeah, T-Pre, you need to do the reactions from that. You definitely do. And hey Blacktop, hey sweetie, happy holidays. Blacktop is awesome. I love some Blacktop. But yeah, and I'm just sitting up there. I mean, I wear bathing suits. I'm not saying that you can't, because I go to the carnivals, and at the carnivals you have, I mean, you showing everything. But I'm just saying, don't sit up there and act like he has to follow that, and you're not following it to a T. And did you see that one that they had? The man had like a Bluetooth in the car, and they had that song. He's a nigga, don't let him fool ya. I said that one. I mean, you should do that to you, Pre. I need you to do that. Do the reactions, because those things are funny. I sat there and me and my daughters, we watch it together. You know how you could do like the Zoom parties and watch them? They like it too. But I like the elderly one too. But the one that came out yesterday, JJ, the one guy that wear like the wig. Now, that one came out and they had this old lady up there, older lady, and she was so rude. I'm like, you don't have to act like that. You really don't. Yeah. And I mean, the one that came up there on the last one, oh my God, he was fine. He was from Vegas and he had his own business. He had one child. And he said he didn't want a woman that already had a child. And they turned the man down because he had on some ankle pants. I mean, I was like, oh my God, he was so fun. I'm just like, what in the world are you doing? And you know what? And he did not lower his standards. That's what I like about men and women. Just because they look good, they may have a good career. If you have certain standards, never renege on that. Never do that. And yeah, it was let me see. They were talking so ugly to this man. I was like, what in the hell is going on? I mean, you gave up a man because of his pants. Hold on, let me try to put it up. I mean, I love that show. I watch it every time she releases one. I'll get my popcorn set on the couch. But I was like, I'm kind of glad that I'm off the market, because some of this stuff is crazy. This 50-50 for dates and stuff. I've never heard of no crap like that. But this is the guy right here. And this one right here, she was weird. This one right here, that one right there, she had 2 kids, and I believe this is the one that had a brand new baby. I'm like, girl, your body is not even healed. I wouldn't be up here looking for a man, and I just had a baby. Hold on. And they
multiple kids, multiple baby daddies is a deal breaker. But is she physically someone your type?
She is. For sure. She's beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's go on over here. Your name and age.
I'm Jordan. I'm 28.
Jordan, what do you do?
I'm a registered nurse.
Look at these nurses. Okay. All right. So why did you end up popping your balloon?
Because I have 2 kids and 2 baby daddies.
Now, before he said that, why was your balloon
unpopped? That is a
piece fine.
Chocolate.
Now, is she someone that's your type?
She fine.
Oh.
So yeah, she look good. She look good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And then we did have one more down over here. All right, let's start with your name and age.
My name is
I
Finesse. I'm
didn't like her.
26.
She talked. too
Finesse, what do you
much.
do?
I'm a warehouse supervisor and I own a chocolate covered strawberry restaurant.
Okay.
All right. So why'd you end up popping your balloon?
I pop my balloon because you are very fine down to the ankles.
I do what I can.
I just it's a pet peeve of mine
Oh,
when
I
men
would've
wear
got over
pants
that.
that don't cover their ankles.
Okay.
So that was why I popped.
Okay, got it. Now, is Finesse someone that's your type?
No.
Okay, and why not?
No. I don't. Her smile.
You do have a.
Yeah, what's wrong with the smile?
I just don't like her smile. And for me, like my smiles are very important, and I would like to love looking at my woman smiling. So yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
All right. Thank you, Finesse.
I don't like
Okay,
that
let's head
one.
back over
I didn't
here. Your
like
name and
her.
age.
She act like a
I'm
man.
26 and my name is Unique.
Okay.
How you doing?
And Unique, what do you do?
I'm a student at ASU and I'm a supervisor at UPS.
So why'd you end up popping your balloon?
He said the smile thing, and I'm not much of a smiler or a laugher. I'm more
crazy.
serious, so yeah,
Whoa.
you won't really catch me smiling that much.
And they're
Why?
beautiful women,
don't-
and then
you don't wanna
wonder
smile?
why they are single. You wondering why these people are single. You know, you're wondering why. Let's see. And then it was another one that pissed me off. It was hold on, let me show it. Good for bringing this up because I watched this show. I watched the elderly one too. I like this one. It was one. She told him, she said, "Look at him." I was like, "What's wrong?" Here it is, right here.
Now, is Cedric someone that's your type?
No,
Okay. What makes him not your type?
the way he looks. I'm not trying to be funny. He's just not my type.
the whole slab. Suck you to a dance on if I do.
Hello, welcome in. I'll have you take that. What's your name?
Dang,
Brianna,
dang.
Brianna.
to myself.
Okay.
That's what's
I'm
up.
Okay.
That's really it.
Cool.
Hold on, let me
Feet
get
is like
to that.
suffocate.
I love them. They're my favorite part about me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unbreakable.
Oh, is that what that says?
Tattoos and the leg. You got a leg tattoo.
Aw.
I just don't see myself having fun with you. Like
Okay.
I'm looking to have some fun,
Right.
and just I don't know. It's,
Okay.
and the weight. You're kind of overweight for me too.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So is Timothy someone that's your type?
No, he looks his age.
Oh.
He does look like he's 37. It's okay though.
Okay.
He's about 9-10 years older than me. But I do. It's cool. Yeah.
And my thing is,
We do have
if a
one
person
unpopped
don't like
balloon,
you, you don't have to
right?
put 'em down.
Any questions for each other?
Yeah. How many kids you got?
I got 3.
Okay. Kids obviously are a deal breaker, but before that, is she someone that's your type?
Yeah, she look good. You know, I like the tattoos. You know, that look nice.
Thank
But
you.
just the kid's my limit. I ain't gonna
Thank
lie.
you.
Can't even lie to you.
That's good.
Nah, facts.
Now, is Cedric
That
someone
was
that's your
not
type?
my type.
No.
Okay. What makes him not your type?
The way he looks. I'm not trying to be funny. He's just not my
She
type.
made the whole slab. She made Arlette laugh, bro. What? She
Now,
broke
is Cedric
character.
someone that's your type?
No.
Okay. What makes him not your type?
The way he looks.
And then she looked at him
I'm
and
not trying to
laughed.
be funny. He's just not my type.
Nah, for real.
So
Dang.
when you say the way he looks, like
His
the
face.
outfit. Oh, okay.
She said out loud, don't laugh.
I didn't like
You're
that.
making me laugh. I'm trying.
I did not like that. Just because a person puts you down, you don't, you know, if a person said you're not their type, why do you have to put them down? That, you know, it's a lot of people that watch this. Right. You know, you're from the old school, JJ. It'll be different if you went on. And even then, I don't never remember paying a date. Never. I didn't like the way she did him. She was like, look at him. And I'm like, he's a human. You're talking about this man like that. And then we wonder why. We wonder why a lot of these women, just because you're pretty, you may get a lot of looks. That doesn't mean that you're I don't treat people like that. I just don't. I have preferences, but to tell somebody that, oh, I don't like you, look at his teeth, look at this, and you're hurting a man's pride. That's a person's pride that you're doing. And when you hurt a man's pride, that's something dangerous. I don't play with a man's pride. He may not be your type, but just because he said it, a lot of women are very vengeful. They're hateful when you say, no, you're not my type. And then they'll say something bad, like they did the Ninja Turtle dude. I'm just like, the guy, Flacco had him up there on the show. He seemed like a cool guy. He's not my type of dude, but he might be for somebody. He did look like a big toddler. The way he looked, he's not my type. Hey, YM, what's up, baby? Happy holidays, sweetheart. I ain't seen you in a while, girl. Yeah, so I was just sitting up there. I love that show. I wait every time. If I'm not working or doing a lot, I'll turn it right on because I have like the notifications. And I was like, I love this show. But I like the elderly one. It's really cool. But they had a lady up there. And the guy with the Fisher cap on, I was like, he dressed, I can understand the cap, but still dress it up to your age. A lot of men, they don't dress their age. They have their pants hanging down and all this. I don't like men that's I'm not saying he can't have like a piece of jewelry on, but I don't like men that have a bunch of jewelry on and their pants sagging, and I'm just not that. I don't like that. I'm not saying that he can't, dress a little urban, but I don't like when they come in there and they just, they they're cussing, and I'm just like, no, I cuss, but it's just like on my first date, some of them I don't want some of them, but they're not my type. Right. Right. And I can understand. You're welcome, YM. I can understand some of like the people that have preferences. Um, like with my brothers, my father would tell them, don't ever date a woman that has kids that's under 5, because especially you want to see how that father co-parents with the father, because have you ever seen that video where the stepfather took the son to go get his hair cut, and then the biological dad came in there and snatched the child out of the chair? So you have to be very careful when you're like blending families like that. And so I wouldn't say there's not good women that have kids under 5, but you definitely have to be careful, because sometimes those women have attachment still with that father. They still have feelings. Uh, so when I was looking, you couldn't have any kids. You couldn't, because I seen a lot with like, the baby mama drama and the father drama. I mean, you have some that's mature about it. But I'm not saying bad things about single mothers, because single mothers make the world turn, but um it's just that sometimes the stepfather has to go through a lot because that child has to adjust to you. I've seen where stepfathers and mothers have been set up. um the child would go back and say they were abusing them and doing stuff. So you have to know what you're getting into when you take on to other people kids. You have to be mature. You have to know that is a package. And I don't see anything wrong with it, but it's just some people, they're not mature about things. Right. Right. When you had, and one of the girls had a brand new baby, a brand new baby. I mean, her wounds wasn't even healed. I'm like, you need to be taking care of your child. I'm like, you need to be home with that child. And then and I like the guy, the Ninja Turtle guy. I like his personality. He had his stuff together. He's not someone that I would date, but he's definitely he's funny. The ninja guy, the Ninja Turtle. Wait, it was one up there. And some women, I don't even know why they came up there. They just came up there to pop their balloon. I'm just like, why did you come up here? But my favorite, I did like Eric. Everybody kept saying, JJ, that Eric was, he might be gay. I'm like, I don't think he's gay. I think he's selective. Some men this girl right here, he went on 2 dates. I could not stand this girl right here. Hold on. What she did was just unacceptable. Hold on. Hold on. That man took her all the way. She couldn't even come
Guys,
up
how are we
with
feeling
Hello.
today?
hold on. She
Feeling
couldn't
good.
even come up with the reason why she went all the way over to Greece. This man took her to Greece. When she got there, she started acting
How about
up.
yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. Jocelyn, how are you?
I'm all right. Doing good. Thank you for asking.
Of course. So we did have you guys on episode.
Yeah,
gosh,
he's
what episode was that?
Nigerian.
12?
12, yeah.
Yeah, episode 12 of Pop the Balloon or Find Love, where you guys did end up matching. Okay, so is it going to be a yes for you for her?
Yes.
And is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
We got a match! Okay, I'll take this mic and you guys can go on.
I don't know. Maybe it's me because maybe it's me, JJ, because I'm not saying I don't like Black American men. I'm not saying that. I'm saying most of the time I'm attracted to Black men that's from a different culture because my family is so blended. And so I dated an Italian guy. He wanted to marry me, but his mother was racist. She did not like me. She said I was Black and she didn't want any Black grandkids. So I was like, he was like, I don't care what she thinks. And I was like, I don't want I was the type that once I finished school, I wanted to get married and have kids. And I was like, I couldn't even imagine blending a family with an Italian racist mother-in-law. And then I dated, let me see. It was a white guy, and then I ended up dating somebody from the islands. But I mean, you don't know who you're gonna fall in love with, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, I like doing it. I should do that, but I don't have time. I really don't. I like when his braids are up. I don't like when they're down. I like the first show he came on with, like the African attire. I really like that one. This one right here was funny. The one Eric this one right here was the let's see. And like you said, she doesn't flag. She lets people do it. Share her
God, it's so tough. It's hard
her
because you don't get to ask them a
videos.
question. I'm gonna have
I
you
like
pop two of the
him
guys'
right
balloons, just kind
here.
of based off
I
of what
didn't
you're
like
seeing,
this
what doesn't
guy.
really
He
fit
was
into your
too. Hold
usual,
on.
physical type, whatever it
Let
may
me
be.
go back.
So let me hand you on
Hold
over.
on. I liked Eric. I didn't like this guy. He's not a bad guy. I liked him, but he was more of a preacher type of person, but he was a good guy. I liked him because he was schooling these women. He was more mature. He knew about, what was going on. He's not my type, but you could tell he was ready. This one definitely ain't my type, but he had his stuff together. This guy, I think he's ending up getting married to the one girl that had her own business, and she had like the boy cut. He was a weird guy. He kept on saying, "My name is James and I own some type of pie company." I didn't care too much for him. He's too, not anything against short people, but I don't want to be with somebody short and I'm 5'11". So you have to be at least, taller than me, and plus in heels. So my husband's like almost 6'3". So for me, I'm a very tall woman. So I wouldn't pick him. I definitely wouldn't pick him. He's, no. Him, no. I mean, not putting them down. They have their stuff together. Him, no. Him, no. Um, and I'm not saying it because it's just I don't want them to feel awkward. And when I go out, I always have on like 3-inch or 4-inch heels. My heels are really tall. Um, I like the way he's dressed. He's just not mine. He play around too much. But I did like Eric. I really liked him. Let me get to some of these comments. You think he was gay? I don't think so. Let me see. Good job mixing Africans and Americans. I like the Liberian woman and the Nigerian woman. I think he messed up because you remember he said something about the girl eyelashes. You remember that? I think he messed up with that one because she was from his culture, and he even regretted that. It was I like this girl too. I liked her. She had her stuff together. It was this one. Let me see. Her. And that's where he
There's
messed
something
up.
going on with. I feel like the left one is just so heavy. It's hard for you to keep your eyes open or something.
Oh, okay.
There's something. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, there's something going on. So,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then yeah, that was the first thing that caught my eye.
Okay.
So I'm sorry.
Oh, absolutely. That's your thing.
It's just a preference,
For sure,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah. So.
And now is Eric someone that's your type?
She was beautiful.
I would say yes, because you're Nigerian, I'm assuming.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Jay, you speak Yoruba.
Yep.
Okay.
See, he messed up right there. That's why you
Let's
gotta
go
be
to our next guy
careful.
here. If
Absolutely.
we can have your name and age and why you ended up popping.
Yeah, Priest 33. Hey, you look like a black Barbie doll.
Thank you.
She's beautiful.
I ain't got enough money to afford you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Boy,
you.
Yeah, I go broke. And have to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
That's how my body was so
Boy, I
skinny.
need
I was in a
4-5 jobs
size
to make you
one.
that. Boy, you was, yeah, you got some pretty toes too.
I would have
Yeah,
to
no.
get my
And now I
clothes
know y'all
out
not
of
gonna
the
zoom in on
I was skinny like her. Really, I'm still small, but I'm saying when I used to have to get my clothes out of the tall kids section because nothing in the women's section would fit because I was between a size 0 and 1. And that was all the way up until I think I got like 25 years old. I was always like that.
Okay.
Boy, like a black Barbie.
And now
Thank
is
you, I
Priest
appreciate
someone that's
that.
your type?
I would say yes, I love your style.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you. Yes,
absolutely.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, if we can have your name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
My name is Reginald. I'm 33 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I popped my balloon because I can see through your shirt.
Through the bottom of it? Yeah, not the
can-
nipples though.
Yeah, I can see through it. For me, that's just a little too much. I don't wear this cross just for any reason.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, it's just, I'm not feeling it.
I respect
I'm not
it.
gonna be any
Appreciate you.
free. I do not want to be a first lady. I'm sorry. Mm-mm.
All right, and now same thing as Reginald. Someone, if he were to approach you, is he your type?
I don't
I
go
can't
off type just
believe
off of
JJ,
looks.
you
So
said that he looked like he's gay. I don't think so. Hey Ray, what's up, baby? Merry Christmas. Let's see, the African woman. Yeah, they are. They really are. And they know what they want up on this show too. But my thing is I would not lower my standards for no one. If I say I don't want any kids, if and I wouldn't even say if I was on the market, I wouldn't date a short man if he was a good guy, but he has to be secure with his height. You know, his height. He has to be secure with that. Cuz a lot of men, she's too tall and when we go out and stuff and then you want me not to wear heels and I'm 5'11", by the time I put on heels, I'm up there with my husband. So, let's see. I do not. Well, sometimes I do like the underdogs. I do go with the underdogs. JJ, you silly. No, I would date them, but they would have to be secure with their height because some men do not feel secure dating tall women. They don't. And that is true, YM. Now, for my family, they are very tall, very tall. And so a lot of times, taller people, and this has been studied, a lot of times taller people want taller women because, they want to pass that down to their kids. It's nothing against shorter people. It's just that they would rather have their kids taller. And that is documented. And I love tall men. But I like short ones too. If they have the personality and they're secure with their height, because some men will be like, I can't date you because when we go out, she is perfect. He would have he messed up because I think they did like a follow-up and he said he messed up talking about her eyelashes. He's not. I didn't like him. He joked too much. And he said, if me and you get in an argument, because the girl asked, how do you deal with conflict? And he said, I'll just get on the stage and start joking about you. I'm like, hell no, that is not cute to me. Hey, make a change. What's up? Merry Christmas. Thanks for coming over. Let's see. Okay. I know she is fine. And that's where he messed up because they're so culturally compatible. You know, she already know, you know, cuz I'm just going to tell you, Caribbean and African men and other men from different cultures, they have a certain way. I mean, at first, you know, you'll go in and, you know, even with my mother, she's from a, you know, she has a different background too. So you have to know what you're going into. You can't play with them because they are very serious men. And I think he messed up and he knew it. He said it. Damn. JJ, you tall as hell. Yeah, they are. You could tell. And that's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with maybe dating a man that's shorter than me, but you have to be secure when we go out. Because when I go out, I'm not going to get rid of my stilettos for you. So by the time I put on stilettos, I'm already 5'11". So I'm up there. So you have to be secure with yourself. So I wouldn't say I wouldn't date one. I just, you know, you have to be secure with that. Yeah, I like it. I like it though, YM. It's funny to me. And she's making a lot of money off the pop the balloon too. And and her husband has a page too. I love their you know, their partnership. I love it. I love how they carry themselves. I love that they have something going on there. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a lot of times I don't think he's gay. I think he's just more of a soft spoken. He even explained it that his father is soft spoken and he was in a relationship with a white uh, woman. I think she was from Switzerland or somewhere, Switzerland. And he explained, you know, their relationship, but they broke up. And he asked he, you know, he kind of told the American lady that um he was interested in, do you like bring them coffee and do little things like that. But you know, from if you marry a man from a different culture, they look for things like that. You know, I'm not saying all of them, but like with my mother-in-law, she would have tea time. So it would be like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. She would go boil some tea and have like a biscuit or something with it. And, you know, she would serve, you know, her husband, my father-in-law, and then, you know, if I was there, I would serve my husband, you know, his tea and stuff. Like, I don't see anything wrong with that. And I don't know, she might have seen something, but she seemed like she was interested in him. Oh, well, thank you, YM. But you need to thank JJ because he brought up the subject. But hopefully T Pre will do some reviews. But JJ, I might do some myself on this because I watch it every time. Soon as they release the show, I get the notification And sometimes me and my daughters will watch the elderly ones, and then sometimes we'll watch, we'll watch them together on like a Zoom thing. Because we watch movies too, the one on Martha Stewart. We watch that as a Zoom, like a group of Zoom with my family. Martha Stewart is an OG. I'm gonna tell you that. She don't take no shit off of no one. You think so? Well, men know, I didn't get the gaydar on him, but men can pick up on certain things. And I believe because like in Nigerian culture, because my daughter's married to a Nigerian. And certain cultures, they do press you like, why are you not married yet? And I believe he said his mom is asking why he's not married and have any kids. He is rather picky, but it's something about him I liked. Let's see. Yeah. You're right about that. Yeah, it could be something wrong with him. But I don't like men that, I like stern men. I don't like it was one of them. He went on because I believe the host, she kept setting him up. He went on like 3 dates. I love this show. It was the one from yesterday. I don't know if you watched. Yeah, it was this.
What would you be doing if you weren't here right now?
A mess.
I would be at home watching the end of a mini series that I've been watching on Netflix and playing a guitar, maybe repairing a guitar, and hoping that someone would be getting in touch with me to buy a guitar.
Okay.
Interesting hobby.
Did that clear up your decision-making process, or does it still Two Handsome Real Ones is still
YM is too tight.
Shin,
It's the elderly pop the balloon. And then there's the one I showed you. So if you want to watch the last talk show, he has one, but he does it with the older people. And this lady
The
was
tailpipe. It is a little on the dangerous side. I appreciate your concern, but that would be a deal breaker for me.
I totally understand.
Use that mic.
I totally understand. I have friends that ride, and they're always offering me a free ride, and I tell them thank you, but no thank you.
So you were holding on to your heart for a while. Is she someone that's your type?
I was.
She's someone that's your type.
Attractive young lady, and that's it.
Yeah, she probably identifies as 25 or 20 something. So it's a real young lady here. That's a beautiful thing. Is he someone that's your type?
Oh, probably not.
Oh, why not?
Well, because he likes motorcycles.
Okay, but aesthetically.
Oh, yes, he's a very nice looking man.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I was trying to hook you up. I was trying to get a compliment for you. All right. Now, name, age, and tell us why. We'll step back just a little for me. We're in full. Name, age, why you broke your heart.
Mick, 66, motorcycle. It's a motorcycle thing.
You drive a motorcycle too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a wonderful sport if you enjoy it, and it's terrifying if you don't.
Yes. So she's someone you hold on to your heart. Is she someone that's your type?
Well, I don't know. I'm a little afraid of like the blinginess. I'm, kind of more of a,
more chill.
Yeah, more chill. Yeah.
Okay. Is he someone that is your type? Use the mic. Use the mic. Use the mic.
Probably not.
Okay. Now, why aesthetically? Because I don't.
No, he's a very nice looking man.
Okay.
But again, with interests that aren't interesting
to you,
to me.
Yeah. All right. No, that works. That totally works. Let's walk it on back. You still have some hearts. You have 3 hearts remaining. And so you still have some work to do. Did any of our other real ones, did you have a question for this real one? I don't want to do too much zigzagging, but if you have a question. Okay, let's walk on down. We'll get some exercise in. It's okay. Yeah, let's walk on down. Name, age, and your question.
My name is Terrell. I'm 71 years old. And I would like to ask you, what's your favorite cuisine?
Probably Italian.
I see.
That is a heartbreaking question.
You
Tell us
have
why
to
you broke your
watch
heart.
this
Well,
YM. I'm
I
not gonna spoil it for you because I mean you'll watch this all day if you don't, because they have other ones that do like reactions from this. Also they got the Ninja Turtle guy. Let me show you this one. This was hilarious to me. And Flacco had him on the show, on his show, on what is it, that show that they have over there?
Okay, let's go ahead and bring out our next single guy.
This is my favorite
Hello,
one.
welcome. I'll have you hold this. All right, if we can have your name.
My name's Aaron.
Aaron, how old are
Yes,
you?
ma'am. I'm 29.
29. Okay, and what do you do?
I'm a licensed plumber.
Okay, very cool.
Yes.
And now, what do you look for in a woman?
I look for a woman that's
Yeah,
not
she's wearing
promiscuous
one.
and has a career going for herself.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And now, what are some of your deal breakers?
Deal breaker,
I know,
being
right?
promiscuous, not cleanly, don't have a career, nothing really going for yourself.
Okay. All right. So we did get a pop balloon. So let's go ahead and go on over there and see what's going on.
Yes.
All right. If we can have your name and age and why you popped your balloon.
Hi, my name is Karma. I'm 24.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to say the popping the balloon property. Got you. For me, it just did not work. I didn't feel like I had chemistry or wasn't fully attracted to you. And I feel like that counts if we are going to be going through a dating show, you know?
Yes, the feeling is definitely mutual. So that's okay. Thank you. You did me a favor.
You know, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have a great day.
Thank you, Queen. You too.
Okay.
He ain't gotta be so nasty about
I
it.
didn't really know. Thank you.
Look how he
All right.
look. He got like
And we did get a pop
claws,
balloon
his
over here. Your
arms.
name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
I'm Lex and I'm 23 and I popped my balloon because I feel like you could be a tad bit disrespectful. Like how you like, I don't know, arrogant a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, just that.
Well, voicing my opinion is not arrogant. You know, she asked me if she would be a good fit for me. If I like what I see, it's contrary to the truth. So
course.
that's
Hey,
all I can do is
Divine,
just state
baby.
what I see. That's not a good look for me. That's all, Queen. But thank you. You did me a favor as well.
Yeah. Also, what I have to say is it's not what you say. This is what I mean.
You said what kind of insurance I have, JJ? You know I got TRICARE. Let's see. Yeah, he was funny. He's funny. I'm telling you, you would be on the ground laughing. Stop it, JJ. I don't like those slap a hole. Merry Christmas, Divine. Let's see. Her name is Karma. I know. Hold on, let me finish playing it, y'all. This is funny. I like when he go to the girl in the red.
To
Hold
fit
on.
somebody else's liking.
Your balloon.
Brianna, 26. My eyes are up here, baby. Are you looking at the tattoo?
No, I'm looking at the hair on your arms. The women I deal with, they don't have hair on their
Don't
arms.
do too much.
Hey, I'm just being honest,
Don't do
Queen.
too much.
I don't like that. That's all I
Okay.
was looking at. You trying to say if I'm looking at particular body
You just
parts,
wasn't looking at
that's
my
not what
eyes.
it is. No,
That's
I was
all
looking at the hair on your
Anyways,
arms, Queen.
she asked me the question.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in heels and you ain't tall enough.
Okay.
Don't do too much.
Well,
though.
you're not qualified, baby.
All right.
So that's all good.
Let's move on. Okay.
You're not qualified.
We do still have 3 unpop, but she looking like you gonna pop? Okay. Okay. All right. If we can have your name and age and why you ended up popping.
My name is Jacqueline. I'm 25. I popped because I have hair on my arms.
Not qualified.
Hey, just because you got hair on your arms, that's okay though, Queen. You look phenomenal though.
Thank you.
She ain't fit to my liking. She ain't even fit to. Hey, excuse me, Queen. I'm talking to this woman right here.
His
Well,
eyes
I
look
could
like
look
he on
anyway.
some
I
type
could look
of
anyway.
stimulant or
I could look
something.
any way I want to. But yeah, can y'all give her balloon back though?
She don't want it.
Yeah. Do you want your balloon back, Queen? We're not talking to you, sweetheart.
Okay.
You already been. I already let you know. I'm not interested
Look at
in.
his arms. They
You
look
got
like
more hair on your arms
claws
than me,
on
baby.
SpongeBob.
But anyways,
Okay. So he's saying get your balloon back, but how you feeling him?
I'm not gonna get my balloon back.
okay.
All right, no problem. So we do still have 2 balloons.
Yes.
Do we still have 2 balloons? No. Let's go over here. I saw you hesitate. That's why I had to ask. So if we can have your name and age and why you ended up popping.
My name is Kayla. I'm 23. Originally I was not gonna pop my balloon because I know a lot of them popped it because he was being, I guess, arrogant. But to me, I like my man that's not gonna sit in every girl's face and complimenting them. So I didn't find that offensive to me. But when they started what was going on, I'm very I don't want to say I'm argumentative, but I don't want my man to argue back with me because then I feel like it's gonna always be a problem. That was the only reason why I popped my balloon, because I was just like, dang. But then with me, you kind of got a little bit catty with me. You a little sassy just a little bit. And since you want to come at everybody over here, I'm gonna get at you too. You kind of look like a Ninja Turtle. You're not that cute. You need to relax. You stocky as hell. And I was trying to be respectful, but you was really coming out I didn't like it. I'm from the South and I can handle a lot of criticism and stuff like that. But the way you was coming, you just ain't like you got it all like that. And I guarantee you probably got a roommate at home and it's just not giving anymore.
Yeah. Well, let me say this, Queen. I'm a licensed plumber.
I do real estate.
I live downtown. I stay.
He got fired after this show because the people they kept calling his job. He got fired because of this
By
show.
myself, Queen, and you're not even qualified to be even dealing with me.
Not qualified.
You definitely not. If anything, it was one of these two. I wasn't even looking your way. You
and
ain't
the one
my
that
type.
you wanted,
If I seen, that's fine.
So
that is totally fine.
Okay.
But one thing about me, I could pull 100,000 on the bank. Can you do the same?
You
can't do that. You can't do that though, baby. Yeah, in a real way. You can't do that though, Queen.
All right. If we can have your name and age.
Hi, I'm Esther. I'm 23.
Okay. And Esther, you still have your balloon unpopped. Why so?
Are you done?
Oh yeah, I'm done with the rest of that.
Okay, now we can talk, right?
In a real way.
Okay. What do you look for?
You love to say in a real way.
What are you looking for?
A woman, like I said, that's not going to be promiscuous. A woman that's going to be consistent. A woman that has a career and things going for herself. Because I had the same thing going for myself.
Okay.
As well. I don't need a woman to give me her money or anything. I'm just looking for devotion and some loyalty. That's all. And some honesty.
Do you believe in God?
Oh, certainly. Yes, ma'am. I'm a God-fearing man. I practice monotheism. I won't tell you what I identify as religion-wise, but we can get to that at a later date and time, if you choose to leave here with me.
Okay. Do you know the Bible says that love is kind?
Yes, certainly.
Are you here for love or are you here to just insult
I'm trying to create a family. That's what I aspire to do.
I wouldn't have a baby
Yes,
with him. I think my baby would have steroids in there.
You're good? Sure, we're good. Oh, okay. All right. Any questions for her?
No, not at all.
Do you have any kids?
No, I don't.
Do you want kids?
I do. You
How old
gonna
are
give
you
me
again?
some? Huh?
How old are you?
I'm 29. How old are you?
23.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. We might as well get up out of here right now.
All right, well, let's step on over here. Let's step that way real quick for me. Step that way.
Okay.
All right. So it seems like there's a little vibe here. So is it going to be a yes for you for him?
God says save souls. So yeah.
Oh, and is it a yes for you
It's
for her?
gonna be a hell yes for me.
Okay, we got a match. All right, let me take this mic and y'all can go on off. Okay.
This show, I'm telling you, YM, you will get addicted to this show. It is so funny. And I like both of them are African. I mean, they have a good thing going on here. I really like it. I know his body, he looked like he got claws on him. I wouldn't want him to wrap me up at night. My husband's muscular, but he's lean. I don't like that bulk look. Shut up, JJ. You ain't worth shit. Leave me alone, JJ. Let's see. Why am you a mess? That's divine. Yeah, it is. I don't like men that do things like that. I really don't. He love to say you're not qualified. And then what's the other word he say, JJ? You know the other word. Matt. Did you see him on No Jumper? He was up there with Flacco. if all the balloons are popped, then they have to leave. They don't, they'll sometimes she'll bring them back on the show. But sometimes they don't come back. They just leave after the show. Okay. Make a change, your ass is crazy. I'm just sitting up here. Some of these people, now her, I would never, ever wear something like that. That is horrible. What in the world is that? I like her. She's a little classy. I like her. I didn't care too much for her. She was okay. And then she was okay. I like them too. But somebody wearing something like this, I don't. Let's see. JJ know this show like I do. Who else was it? I think Ninja Turtle was on No Jumper. Let me see, because Flacco put him up. Flacco had him up there. I don't know if they flag people for showing this stuff. Now this guy, I liked him, the dentist.
22. Okay, what do you do?
I do real estate and a property.
See, this was the girl that was in the green that called him a Ninja Turtle. They bring him back sometimes, for a different lineup. But this dentist, he was something else. Wait, let me see. And some of these women are so hard up. The man clearly said he don't want you. And she kept trying to force herself on the doctor. Wait, let me see. Here he is right here.
You don't like
He
me.
talk
I'm
like
too
a
young.
It's not. It's.
I mean, if you change your mind, I'm open to it though.
Why would you be open to it?
Because you're handsome for
Sure.
one.
So you only like
And-
me because I'm beautiful.
Just like I'm beautiful.
Yeah, but that's not why I would only like you.
So why would you like me? Because you didn't answer.
Now,
Because
this
you
was
can
the
bring something
one
and add
that
something to
called
my-
that dude a Ninja Turtle, but then turned around and she wanted this guy. He didn't want her.
life. But because you're a liability, you
Right.
can't add anything to my life.
Right.
You would be a liability to everything in
So
my
what can I
Oh
not
my
add
God.
to your life? What is that?
You can't teach me anything. You can't help me with my finances in any way. You
Wow.
can't add any intellectual anything into my life. And it's not because you're not capable.
Oh my
it's just because you're
God.
not
I'm
there
too
yet.
young.
You're not there yet.
Right.
And if you're not already on that path,
I'm already on it. That's the problem. You don't know enough about me.
you're absolutely right. I don't know
So
enough
you're
about
messing
you.
up.
You said you have Airbnb
Good luck
properties.
with the other girls back there. You're messing up. Oh, next. Oh,
He hit a nerve.
And I can tell that you're triggered, and that's okay.
I'm not triggered, sweetheart. You are very handsome.
We can
But-
work. We can work
Oh
through
my
this
But
together.
God.
you
Please
said I
put your
can't
hands
bring
down.
you anything.
Oh my God.
So it's like,
Right.
there's no need to talk.
You can't
I just
bring
said,
anything right
good luck with the
now.
other girls.
Say okay, and this is why your immaturity will prevent you from being with a real man.
No, I've dealt with real
Because
men
you're not
before.
listening to me and you're trying to talk over
Go
me.
ahead, I'm listening.
Wow.
Adults have conversations.
I'm listening.
Okay. So if we were to get together, you would be asking me questions like, Dr. Elam, what did you do to acquire everything that you acquired? What did you do to learn everything that you learned? What type of habits and skills do you have that can help me get to where I want to get? You have 2 Airbnb properties. How can we get to 4? How can we get to 8?
I already know how to do that. My dad. That's how I got it.
Next contestant, please.
Please.
She ain't
I was gonna
listening.
pick you.
She ain't listening.
That man did not
Dang,
want
girl.
to.
So we
have
She
2
was trying to force herself up on him. But she was the one that was talking about the Ninja Turtle man. So I'm just like, wow. But I'm gonna tell you something. When a man trusts you with his finances and different things like that, well, I would say a man that has his, life together, once they trust you with their finances, then because he's gonna look for you to be to assist with him, be able to grow with him, and he's right about that. be able to invest, not be a careless spender. Um, and that's how I was. Like with while I was my husband was, even when he was, active duty, I would make sure, I would be like, we would come together and make plans what we're going to do with our money. And then, like, when he went overseas to work for that period of time, I didn't even spend any of that money at all. I would just take whatever, his retirement was. And then, because he didn't require, I don't have to really pay bills. So I would take all of what I had and just use whatever he got from like his retirement and stuff. And then, pay things with that. But all the money that he worked for, I would take that and put it in the bank. It was never touched. So a man, when they trust you with their finances, that's a thing. A man that has saved and stuff, and if they don't trust you with their finances, that's another thing. So you have to be careful when you blend finances too. It would. I would be embarrassed to go up there because people would be picking on you. And it was one girl that took her wig off, and it was crazy. Right. That's true. Right. He was. He was. But I like that they use what is it? Your love language. JJ, what's your love language? Right. Right. It does. Right. And I think that's what Biblica, she was, I mean, I was like, this lady, she was so, she started playing in her face. I'm not saying once a woman get to a certain age, she's not attractive, but I mean, why did you wait so long? Right. JJ should do the reactions. Happy holidays, honey bee. I haven't seen you in so long, sweetheart. I was just up there. I had to go up there to see my other aunt. Um she's starting to get dementia. So I went up there to see her and sat with her for a while. I wish I knew where you lived, where you were, honey bee. I would love to go visit you. Right. I love confidence. I do. Oh, it's confidential. I got you. Well, it's so many of them. It's so many love languages. That ain't something, that's person. Oh, you think somebody wants you up here. Is that what you think? There's different types of love language. Let me put it up. Okay, so there's 5 love languages. I have the book, Words of Affirmation, Quality Time, Physical Touch, Receiving Gifts, Acts of Service. That's mine. Mine is acts of service. I'm not going to keep that confidential. So let's go there. And it's good to know, acts of service, you do tasks, you show love, folding laundry, um whether this is taking out the trash or folding their laundry. Acts of service is all about showing love through physical tasks. And that's how I am. I'll fix lunch, put like a note in there. And sometimes I believe it's more than one love language that you can combine together. I like physical touch too. I like to kiss and cuddle. So those are my two acts of service. That's what I love to do. The acts of service and physical touch. And I love quality time. And I also like to encourage my husband. I like to speak words of affirmation and express myself, tell him, encourage him. If I see him, like if he's working out hard or we'll go to the gym together to work out, we'll do like, how you'll stand up and then you'll walk out into a push up. You have to stand up and then walk all the way out, do a push up, and then like we'll kiss. And I'll be like, you doing it up or something like that. I like to do stuff like that. You have to use words of affirmation, in a marriage. So that's my love language. Oh, you are. Okay, I'll get up with Nikki so I can get your stuff if Nikki still has it. And I think my email is too on my account. So honeybee, get up with me. My email is right there on my page. So shoot me an email. But yeah, that's my love languages. I like to serve. I like words of affirmation, and I like physical touch, and I like to speak words of encouragement. I think all of them are mine. So, all right, baby. And Merry Christmas to you. I haven't seen you and heard from you in so long. I really miss your words of encouragement and how you speak life. I really do. So, but yeah. JJ, you should do the reaction videos. Yeah, everybody likes all of that. Yeah, everybody likes all of that. But yeah, I really like Pop the Balloon. It's really funny. I really like it. But JJ, you should do the reaction shows. You will be good at it because you're already a therapist. So you should do that. But I think T-Pre will be really good with it too. Um, but if I have time, I might end up doing some shows on it. Cause I do have something that I do outside of this channel. I haven't been doing it lately, but it's going pretty good. But you're not just behind at home on a mic. It's a different type of platform. But I said I was gonna give it out, but I said nope, I don't want any. I might give it out to some people over here. Yeah, because I mean, T-Pre will be really good because she's into like I think she's doing one on TD Jakes and Diddy, and she would be really good at that because she's consistent. So my only problem, my viewership would go up and my subscribers if I on this channel would go up if I was consistent. What are you laughing about, Mac? Mac, won't you do reactions on Pop My Balloon? I think people that's in a relationship or enjoy like doing content a lot. I think that will be good because it's a lot of people that do reactionary videos of Pop the Balloon. I like the elderly one. I think it's cute. Yeah, but I'm gonna get off of here. I have to wait for the FedEx truck to come today. I have to get one of my monitors went out, and then they're updating the desktops too, so I have to be home to get that because you have to sign for it. Why you calling Mac Billy suddenly? I've never seen Mac's face. I did put pictures. My family's here, but they're down in the country. They're getting everything ready at my grandparents' place, because we have land down there too. And they're getting everything ready. Everybody's going there because it's still, the house and stuff is still there. But we go there like for the holidays and stuff like that. But my sister, she's been in the military. She's a commander over a certain unit, and she's been this is one of my sisters right here. And then here's my daughter. We all went to like a gala. This is my daughter right here, my oldest. And that's one of our friends. And that's my daughter. These two are my daughters. That's a family member on my mother's side. This is my daughter. And this is all of us getting ready for the gala. So yeah, we're having a good time. You are a mess, JJ. You always been a mess. No more love on the run. No, what's that song? Billy Ocean used to say, what is it? Damn, what is the name of that song? I love to hear that one song. What is it? Not Suddenly. Let me look it up. Oh, one of them nights. One of them nights feel like having fun. This is back right here.
Life has just begun. My only desire is to have myself some fun. I've got money, but nobody, no one to call my own. Feel so lonely. I'm tired of being alone. Some head on city nights, dance where the blues on night. Go to a place I know where the party people go. It's one of them nights, you feel like getting down. Yeah. It's just one of them nights.
Let's leave Mac alone. Thanks. Thanks, JJ. Thanks, Miss Honeybee. Whatever. You a mess, man. Oh, JJ. I wouldn't even be up here this long if that JJ didn't come over here messing. Lee Mac done left. Y'all, you never heard of that song? My mom and dad used to play that. I know. He had a Jerry curl back then. And they didn't even have, what did they do? Put a picture up of a lion or a tiger up there. Okay, sweetheart, I'll check it. Yeah. I have to get off of here because I have to finish putting. We had a new roof put on. You know, even though you buy a house, they don't even put like, you know, we had in this house, it had now in our other house, it had two dual systems. And then, you know, they were both trains. But when we came in, when we downgraded to this, you know, purchased this house, it had some off brand. So we just took the whole system all out and put in another train. And then like with the ceiling, you know, like the tiles, well, the shingles or whatever they are on the roof. When we had like a little tiny storm, some of the, you know, shingles came, like one or two shingles came off. And I was like, just change it because also I want to do what is it? The solar panels. So I was like, there's no need to get solar panels and then, you know, you have to end up changing the towels on, you know, the roof. So we got that done yesterday. And I said, you know, you get kickbacks for getting like the solar panels. All my neighbors have them. I was like, that's good because it actually saves a lot of money. So we're gonna get those now that we have the ceiling, the roof, you know, they changed it out. But the thing about USAA, I mean, you could get a tiny deductible, but if you do like the smaller deductible, then you have to pay, you know, a higher. Well, if you get like the small payments, then you have to pay a higher deductible. But if you get the higher premium, then you have to pay a less, you know, deductible. I was like, just get the small one. But they make you pay. I think we paid for a deductible. It was once you paid, yeah, the deductible was like $2,700. And then for the insurance, it was like $1,000, you know, to put up there. So we got that done. So I was like, let's go ahead and just switch it out because I don't want, you know, they give you like subpar stuff when you build a house sometimes. So I've changed, you know, a lot of things in here. Yeah, you save a lot of money. You save a lot. And then plus you get to get like the energy deductibles on your income tax. It's good to have them. I need to go over there and check Mac out. I don't even know when he makes videos. But yes, but I have to get off of here. I'm waiting for FedEx to drop this stuff because I need to go to pick up some stuff. Because when my family come, they like to drink. So I have to get Guinnesses because some drink like the dark beer, and then some like to drink what is it, the Modelo, and then Some of them, they like to drink champagne. Champagne gives people a headache unless you drink a lot of water, and a bunch of wine. Um, and then there's some kind of Caribbean stuff my husband has, and they like that. So, yeah. All right, JJ, thanks for coming over, babe. I'm gonna go over there and check you out when I get off, Mac. It gives you a headache. It actually, I one time I kept on wondering why every time, like New Year's, they always get champagne with the family. And I kept on saying every time I drink champagne, it's like somebody's drilling through my head. So my dad was like, when you drink champagne, you have to drink like water behind it. Constantly drink water or you'll get dehydrated. I've never understood the hype about it. I never understood it. Cause like in my parents' basement, they have two bars. They have a pool table, two bars, a place where you can go watch movies, and then they have a place where you can go like get your hair and stuff. He got like two chairs in there where you can get your hair cut, but it's two bars in there. The basement is big. I'll probably show it to y'all one day. Their basement is so huge. They have like what you call it, fizz ball. They have the pool table. They have like a little section where you can get on the computer. Then it's like a dance floor in the middle. I'm gonna show y'all my parent. I think I showed it up here. It has two big bars. One is over there where they serve like champagne and stuff. And they have one side where you have the liquor and everything. I'm gonna show it up here because I showed it one time. Yeah, it is. That stuff will dehydrate you. I don't drink it anymore. Yeah. But I'm gonna get off of here. But I enjoyed everybody and thank you for coming over. I don't care if it's 2 or 3 people in the chat. I'm still gonna talk because I haven't been up here in so long. So yeah. But I showed my parents, and it's like a pole in there. I have a cousin. She is wild. Every time she come over there, she's doing this strip stuff. My dad was like, "Get your ass off that pole." It's crazy. I didn't even know he started going live. I am just lost in the sauce. I didn't even know he was going live. I've been so busy. My daughter, she's getting her house built here because they're moving back down here. And so I've been, going over there checking on that. And then, I was a part of like the politics. I don't know. People don't like me because I'm Republican, but I don't, I'm not like the bad, like the radical. I'm more, sometimes on certain things, I'm not solid and conservative, the conservative side, but I am a Republican. I am. And I don't go off of I usually don't talk about politics. Um and a lot of people judge me about being a Republican. Um I just notice, you have to look out for your interests. And that's what I do. So I know, you know, my grandparents on my father's side, they came from a conservative background. So a lot of times, I'm not saying I'm just a hardcore conservative. I'm not, but I am definitely not. I've never been a Democrat because I know, I don't look at, I look out for what works for me. Just put it that way. And my generations. I'm not so caught up in I think a lot of, and I don't want to say it, of like with the immigrations, I don't think, they should send everyone back. I think a lot of people um that did come here for, like, if they're, if they contribute to the United States and they are essential to United States, I think those people should be able to stay here. I do. But for those that are not, and are living off of subsidies that are here for taxpayers, I don't like that. But I feel that, with my family coming from that background, and then, my husband coming from that background, I have to walk a kind of careful line with that. But my husband was never on the system. When he came over, he had to show that he could sustain himself without, depending on the services. And I just feel, you know everybody should be accounted for. That's how I feel. If you did come over here, there should be accountability, because a lot of immigrants are scared to even call the police, and they're being exploited by, certain people. And it's not that I'm solely against that. I'm not. I think everybody should be held, be um you know they should have, like, they should be in the system so people won't take advantage of them and exploit them. um so, like, and even with Trump, he said he wasn't sending everyone back. Like, you go to California, a lot of people that work in, like, agriculture, they are essential, so they have visas. Like certain doctors, like I go to an Indian doctor. He has a it's not a work visa. I think it's like a green card, and he's essential to um the workforce, because there are shortages. But my thing is, if you're on the system, it's going to be hard for you to get away. And that's how United States is. Like, when you're working in certain government positions, you see how they operate. If you go get public assistance, they use that as a paper trail. That's why you rarely see Asians or Indians even doing that, because they know it's a paper trail. Just like the dreamers. I think those people should get citizenship, but anytime you getting anything from the government, there's a paper trail. And that's what people don't realize. If you came in this system, they have a paper trail to come right to you to pick you up. So, the only people you know, I have family members that work within that department, Homeland Security and stuff. So if you did apply for like government assistance, they were giving you housing, food stamps, even like stipends and stuff like that. They have a paper trail to you. And that's the worst thing, if you trying to be in here, you don't ever want a paper trail, because even you see how the government used it. Like if you got a PPP loan, they have a paper trail to you. You never want to have a paper trail. And a lot of people got, they received those subsidies. And once you do that, they have a paper trail to come right to your home and pick you up. Or if you're in like a shelter or, anywhere that paperwork is going. And I don't think there should be, I think there should be accountability too. I'm not saying that people should just break the law and come into the country, because, speaking from, my own experience, people had to pay lawyers, people had to go to hearings, people had to hire people to do paperwork. And I don't think people should be jumping in front of people that had to pay thousands of dollars to stay in the United States. I don't think that should be allowed. It's not fair to the people that's already here. So that's my take on, far as immigration. I think some people are essential to United States, because there are jobs that people don't do. But Donald Trump did not say he was going to put everybody out of the country. He didn't say that, because they tried that in Alabama. And once they got, they got rid of like all the immigrants, then, certain areas was suffering. So you have to be careful, because there are certain jobs that, we might have a shortage in, or we might have, you know, people of, they don't want to do that type of work. But I can say now, birthright needs to stop. I know people that come here, they're pregnant and they have their babies here, and once they have their babies here, they get citizenship, and that's going to stop day one. I don't think that's right. You can't go anywhere else and do these things. So that's going to stop the 13th and 14th Amendment was for freed slaves. Our ancestors fought for those rights. I have paperwork in my home that has my family members that was forced into the Confederate War. Those were for, and sanctuary cities was not built for immigrants. They were built for people that left the South and went, migrated up to the North or different places. And, you couldn't question them, because they were freed slaves. So those amendments were not for immigrants. Those were for freed Black slaves. And I think Trump did come down. Let me read some of these comments first. Yeah. I usually don't express it because Black people get mad at me. Right. That's true, Miss Honey B. That's so true. Yeah. But I think it's really gonna, we'll see. But I don't think they're playing, because they're getting threats from like cartels in Mexico. And it's some things, certain things I can't speak on, but they're getting like threats from Mexico. And so I mean, we really have to do something about this. We just can't, a lot of European countries and Anglo-Saxon countries, they're starting to come down hard on immigration. Like Switzerland, it used to be a really good country. They had great benefits, and then you started having a lot of people immigrating there, like the UK and stuff like that. But I can tell you right now, while we're sitting here, a lot of people have already been shipped back. They're not telling you. Thousands of people have already been sent back. They're just not telling you. And plus, a lot of them, they're not going to tell you this. United States does a lot of stuff. Even though Biden is still in there, they're sending people back daily on government planes. They're just not telling you that. Hey, Keeper, what's up, babe? Long time. Merry Christmas. And Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Yeah, so a lot of people are being shipped back already. They're starting to send a lot of people back from Guatemala. And if you don't, like people that's here, and if their government is saying that they're not taking them back, they are putting I forgot where it's at. It's like a detention center. And then they're going to ship you to different countries. They said Rwanda, that's why Africa is getting a lot of money from the United States. They said they're going to ship you to Bahamas and to Rwanda if you don't go, if your president doesn't take you back. So I'm just like, I would get the hell up out of here, because Tom Holmes is not playing with y'all. He's not playing. That man has already, I think, what do they call it? That game trend day, Wagwa, or whatever they call it. They were in Colorado and they had 15 gang members from different countries. Well, no, from Venezuela. And they took over some apartment building in Colorado. And so they had the feds and everything to go up in there because they took some people hostage. And when they took them hostage, they tore off their fingernails, stabbed some people in their stomachs and stuff. And I'm just like, what in the hell is going on? So they're in custody. And I know what's his name? Governor Abbott. He is they can't even come there. I mean, they're turning them back around. And if you don't, I mean, if you even fight with like government officials, like the military and stuff, they're gonna hurt you. So and just like in where's that other place? I think it's Hungary or Poland. If you even touch their grounds, they're shooting people. They're killing you dead if you touch their soil. They don't have any, their immigrations went down to almost 100%, like illegal immigrants. And so they're taking this stuff serious, because I think what Biden did, it was a disservice to the people here. I really think that we need to start putting Americans first. I know we have some people in our society that, they don't want to work or do anything, but still, those are our people. I'm not saying that we shouldn't because United States is built of immigrants. I'm not saying not let them in, but we should hold people accountable, because that's not right to the people that came in the right way. So I think they're going to do something about it. Yeah, it's a lot of distractions. And I believe like the um what is it, the drones and stuff like that. I'm like, something is it's weird. It's a lot going on. Yeah, they should. But I don't think I was as bad as some of these countries. Because if you go to Venezuela, they are woo, that's another ball game. And what's sad is that they use kids. Where are all those kids at? They're trying to find out where over what is it, 300,000 missing kids? I'm like, what are they sacrificing them? Or they said they found kids in like plants, like where you make food and stuff, and it's weird. I don't know what they're doing with the kids. um I know a lot of the woke stuff is calming down. I don't have a problem with um the alternative lifestyle. I do have a problem with, forcing, stuff like that on kids. Basically when you're giving kids prostate cancer medicine and they're having hot flashes from it, and you're mutilating them. You're basically castrating. I mean, it's terrible. Have you ever seen how a man looks after he changes it down there? It looks like it's patched up. It's like, oh my God, it looks horrible. And I'm just like, why would you mutilate yourself? But if you go, they're not telling you, but there's a lot of detransitioning going on. It's all over. Something you cannot, I mean, you have some people that may be a little more feminine. I think a lot of times when teenagers go through hormonal things, a lot of times I believe that's just hormonal. A lot of them grow out of those things. um I look at the Dr. Money story. You know how the child was born with two different sexual organs, and the devastation those kids went through. One died from a drug overdose, the other one committed, suicide. And I'm just like, what in the hell? And so I I have a problem with that because they're too young. And then you have this book that's talking about a man strapping on and sodomizing a child. It's in the library. They had to get that out. I'm just like, what are you trying to do? This is disgusting. So I'm just like, you're telling you, why do you have this in the school? So that in my state, they ban that. You can't even tell a child that they're in the wrong body anymore. I think you should let that child mind mature before you put that on a child. So I have a problem with that. And then it was one guy, he was at Walmart with a purple wig on. I think I went in there to go get some shower cleaner. And he had a purple wig on and he wanted me to call him a woman. I was like, I'm not calling you that. I said, because I said, you want to dress up, participate in dressing up. That don't mean I have to indulge in your fantasy. I was like, I'm not calling you that. I was like, you do not look like a woman. And I just call him a he. I'm not calling you that. And so he was like, why would you do that? He got off the register and started crying and stuff. I was like, let me get out of here before I end up this crazy man jump on me. Because people that say they are tolerant, they are not really tolerant. You're not. Just because a person doesn't, you can't force that on someone. You just can't. Yeah, they're getting rid of this woke stuff. And And the word woke was not meant for that it came from a black person talking about being aware. It didn't, and then they stole the word and turned it into all this crazy stuff. I'm like, just because you dress up, I'm not calling you a woman. I'm not gonna do that. I'm looking at you, and he was like, don't, and I'm sitting up there looking at you like, you need to get a backbone, because I'm not calling you that. I'm just not gonna do that. When I go places, I respect you and call you by your name, but to force me to call you a woman, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. And when I do encounter things like that, I just call them by their name. I don't call them by he, her, them, they. I don't do that. I just call you by your name, and I can get by with that. I'm not going to do that. Just because you want to dress up in a purple wig and participate in dressing up or cross-dressing, that don't mean I have to take part in your fantasy. I'm not doing that. No. Yeah. It's sad that they are messing with kids doing that. And a lot of times when they study it, the child was just, gay. They were just gay. You are mutilating kids. And if I want to challenge everybody to go and look at what the results are of that operation. I mean, their chest has a cut in these big, they just cut out their tissue and then give them prostate cancer chemo drugs to suppress hormones. I'm just like, what in the hell is going on to children? And they getting hot flashes from this. I was like, you better get out my face. I'll call you by your name. I'm not calling you that. So, and another thing that changed too, I know they stopped them going into the girls' restrooms. I was like, why even make a big deal of it? If they look like a woman, and they mind their business, just go in the bathroom. But when you see a regular man, because I was working out in the gym, it was one inside the gym. He had his camera leaning over by the thing, had a whole beard on with like this tennis dress on and a top. And I'm looking like, I know he is not in the shower room with us. I got my stuff and I left. I don't have to be a part of this, because, some men are using that to be perverted. And then you sending your child in the bathroom and they're in there. That's not comfortable to me. That is not comfortable to me. And then you had, I think it was 5 teams that had to forfeit the title because one person, we have to adjust to one person. No. No. We don't know. Some men do that just to get a kick off of it. And then you setting up in the locker room with my daughter or my grandchild and you getting a kick off of it just because you put a wig on. No, And then you had some of them getting women pregnant in the prisons, and I'm just like, I don't have a problem with that, but don't put it on me. I don't have to swallow it, okay? Don't put those beliefs on me. I should be able to go in the gym and take a shower and not have a man over there shaving just because he identified as that. That's not right. That's not right. We should have our own space, to go in the shower. Sometimes you go in the bathroom, how women are, they'll lift their dress up so they can pull up their hoses. I might be wearing a thong that day and he's sitting back there shaving, and just because he put on a wig, I don't know how that man feels. Or is he really doing that, because he's like that? Or is he in in the ladies' bathroom because he want to see me in a thong? I don't know. Now, if I'm in there in the bathroom and I'm freshening up and pulling up my hoses in the back, I might have a thong or something on with my pantyhose, and he over there shaving in the corner because he identifies as that. I don't like that. I'm scared of stuff like that because I don't know if he's really like that. Like some men, they do that. They say, well, today I identify as a woman. And then they going in the bathroom with me. No, I don't like that. And I can, I don't have a problem, but don't put that on me. Everybody don't have to accept that. And then, I have people that are up here that may be transgender. I don't have a problem with that. But as a woman, you just can't get rid of our rights. And where are the feminists at? I mean, where are you when we need you? I know in my state, they don't go by any of that shit. None of it. None of it. And even if you did try to pull something like that, it would not go over well. I'm just saying. I don't have no problem with that, long as you stay over there. Now, if you coming in there with a beard, I'm pulling up my clothes and adjusting how I feel. I don't want you back there shaving, looking at me. Yeah, and people, I'm telling you, it's already been exposed. Once they get because they have people up there on Capitol Hill, and you don't know it. I have family members that work up there. They have people in there fighting for bestiality. Okay, once they break down the genders, guess what? They're breaking down the consent, age consent. That's next. That's next. Y'all don't even know a lot of stuff that they're fighting for with that. Once they take away gender, the next thing is age consent. That's the next thing. So once they get rid of that, okay, there you go. You don't have no rights. They can consent to any age. You have people up there fighting for that. And they're sitting up there listening to it. You have people like certain states, bestiality is illegal. So you have people that's on Capitol Hill and certain conferences fighting to sleep with animals. Then you have some that's trying to wipe out the age of consent. So you have to be careful of what you agreeing on, because there's always an agenda behind these things. Once you tell a child to go to the library and require some of them to go into the library and read a book of a person strapping on inside, entering into a forbidden place in the back of a child, and this book is in the library for kids to read. And so what they're doing is, like Honeybee said, they're directing it at your children. Next, not saying that whole group of people is like that, because I have a lot of friends, a lot of family that is like that, and they don't have that. But you have people that's attaching themselves to that community. And a lot of the gays and different people that's a part of that community is trying to separate themselves from the transgenders, because the older generation is looking at that and they're like, even the ones that were like that prior, it's this young woke stuff that's destroying it and making that community look bad. That's what it is. And then you have some of them that's attached to that community that's trying to get the age of consent reduced. It's a lot of them. It's not that whole community. So we have to be careful. You have men that's up there, they, had adopted a child, or either one had a child within that, you know, same sex relationship, and are breastfeeding kids off of this hormonal milk. And they tell you that milk is not for kids, it's poisonous. So you got people that identify as women that's taking hormones, breastfeeding kids toxic breast milk. It's not even breast milk. I forgot what they call it, because it's not a real lactation like a woman would do. Their lactation is of a synthetic hormone. So you shouldn't be breastfeeding a child something like that. I think it's not all of them. You have some very toxic people within that group, and they use that, oh, we're innocent, we're untouchable, and things like that. I don't like stuff like that. Keep your fucking hands off my kids. And that's why I told my daughter, do not allow my grandchild, to be in public school. I don't think we need to even get to the table and talk about what's in your pants. We don't need to talk about these things. Let's just focus on you, far as what we have in common. Let's eat dinner. I don't want to hear about what's in your pants and what you identify as. I don't need to hear that. And then when somebody misgender you, you calling the police in certain states. I don't want to hear that. I respect you, but don't be up in the bathroom with women. I don't care how many hormones you take. I don't care what you take. It's never going to change that. And statistics show that. It ain't because they identify, is that once they get into that group and I don't even know how to explain it, because I don't want to get into that, because some people are sensitive about it. But if you look at that detransition rate, they're not showing you that. These people are transitioning back into what they were, because the hormones is causing these kids. If you even look at Jazz, the one that was on TLC, that's enough for you right there. That child is literally suffering, and those parents are a mess. And then you have one man on in one of the senators Capitol Hill meetings. He said a child at 2 should be able to transition into whatever his body feel. A 2-year-old? A 2-year-old. A 2-year-old has enough of sense to know that he is identifying, say a boy, he's identifying as a girl at 2. This is what people are fighting for on Capitol Hill. A 2-year-old should be able to transition into a boy should be able to transition into a girl. That's my problem. Once you become an adult, that's fine. Whatever you do, I have no problem. If you want to cut it off, you want to do whatever you want, throw it in the trash, whip it around, whatever you want to do. But do not impose that on my child. Do not. When they go to school, let them go to school to learn, not tell them they're in the wrong bodies, and tell them that they can take hormones behind my back. not right as a parent. You giving kids this, it's basically prostate cancer chemo medicine. Who wants to take that? I'm a cancer survivor. And do you know we don't even know if you go look at some of these kids that or adults that transition back, go look, they're suing these companies. Some kids had osteoporosis, their bones were breaking. Some of them were having the symptoms were horrible. And people are just giving this stuff to your kids, and they're practicing on them. Cause like I went to Thailand before, and they're world renowned for sex changes. But a lot of them still have their parts down there. But then you have some that don't. But if I challenge you to go look at what it looks like, and then they'll never have a real organ, it's just a hole. They have to put something in it every day to keep it open. I'm like, this is horrible to do to a child. And then some of them tell them, the people, once they detransition, they said, I didn't know all of this was going to happen. You have men that transition back, they had the surgery, and they tell you they can't even have intercourse with their partner. There's nothing there. And then you have young girls with scars from one side of their breast to the other. They tuck the tissue out and they show you all this stuff. I mean, you've never seen so many detransitioning stories. You have to look at them. They're not telling you this. Now, if you want to dress up, but when you go doing surgery, you're removing something. You don't even have, a lot of times they would, in certain countries, they would cut their tools off if they had like a predatory mind, or they mess with kids, and they have no more sexual feeling after that. They don't even have that anymore. And then if you go look at little Jasmine's story, Dr. Money, how they devastated that family. The father ended up being an alcoholic. Let me see. I might put that link up here. I just, if you're an adult, that's fine. You can go ahead and do that. But just don't mess with my kids. Leave my kids alone. Leave them alone. Here's the story right here. And once you do that, it's no going back. Hey, tribe, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you. What did you say? I know they don't do in cursive, but in private school, they still make them do it. It's sad. It's really sad. This woke stuff is destroying people. And it wasn't even meant, the word woke was not meant for that, what, they put out there. It was meant for Black people's self-awareness. And they stole the word, turned it into a monkey show. It's just dumb. I'm just like, no, you're not putting your hands on my child. But like I said, it starts at home. You have to put that in your kids at home. That's right. They don't share it. But Trump is putting a law in. You can't even tell a child that they're in the wrong body. He's writing a law on that. They are literally castrating and manipulating these people's bodies. But here's a story right here. And then they try to use hermaphrodites as an example. No, you don't. Those people, like they said, they might have an internal testicle, but they are assigned to one sex. Stop doing that. Stop misleading these people.
Trans ideology is everywhere these days.
This man
It's taken over the police, the health service, and even schools. We talk about it constantly, but the finer points of this ideology and its history are still not widely understood.
I want people to look at this story. I really do. It's really sad what they did. They destroyed this family. They destroyed it. And it's sad what they did. This man was even molesting them, molesting these kids. And he was supposed to be there to help them. He was literally sitting there molesting these children. And one of them had a drug overdose. The other one ended up deleting himself. And then the father, I mean, that whole family was destroyed by one man. Right. It starts at home. And a lot of kids, when you listen to them, it started with the school counselor telling them they was in the wrong body, or they'll the influence start right in the school. Some of these teachers that go up in there and teach these kids, or either one influence them to be a part of something, I don't have a problem with people being gay or dressing up. But when you go mutilating yourself, and when you go mutilating and giving kids hormones, and then give a transgender couple a baby, and this man is over there breastfeeding a baby, hormonal, I forgot what they call it. It's a milk it has no nutritional value. And they're over there breastfeeding a baby with hormonal milk. Hold on. Here it is right here.
But this isn't naturally produced breast milk, Chloe. So how are the men, the people who are born male and transition into being women, how are they able to breastfeed?
So, I mean, the process for actually inducing breast milk does involve lots of hormones, lots of medication, which has to be taken over a really long period of time in order to stimulate milk. And I think there's little research at the moment to actually be able to say exactly how nutritive that milk is. And I think, that period of time when babies are just fed on milk, especially in the first 6 months of life, nutrition is really vitally important in order to make sure that that baby is healthy. And that goes, beyond just them being a baby, but for the rest of their lives. So, I think, and also the quantity of milk that can be produced, by this artificial stimulation is, rarely enough to actually be able to nourish the baby properly.
So if the new mother is having a combination of estrogen, progesterone, something called galactagogues. These are words you may not be familiar with, Andrew Pierce. Galactagogues, which are, there's one called domperidone, not domperignon, that's slightly different. Domperidone is the drug that you can, but that women-born mothers also will sometimes be given domperidone in order to increase milk supply. But what the male-born mothers are producing, Chloe, is what? Is it resembling female breast milk?
I mean, the thing is, we don't really know, like, all of the facts at this moment in time. I think there's been a couple of case studies where they've monitored, the nutritional value of that milk. And, the results have been that it is nutritious, but, it would be crazy to think that it was anywhere near as nutritious as the milk that would be produced from the mother of, the baby, and they'd carry that baby and give them birth to the baby.
So it's experimental, Chloe. It's entirely experimental at this time, and we don't have any idea about the long-term effects on the baby. And yet a lot of the literature is preoccupied by how this is good for the trans mother. It's for her mental well-being, which is put above necessarily the health needs of the baby.
Yeah, and actually, I think what's really important to to consider here is that, in fact, there are a lot of negative sides for the transgender woman who is taking all these medications, because quite often the side effects of domperidone medication over a long period of time is that it can cause insomnia, depression, anxiety, nervous system problems. So, I think these are facts that really need to be discussed and
that's what I'm saying. A lot of this stuff is just going too far. Just go to a what you call it, a wet nurse. When I breastfed, I used to we had like a separate thing for me to pump my milk. And there was one of my cousins, her baby was premature, and I think something was wrong with her milk, so I was a wet nurse for her. I would pump my milk because, it's more nutritional for a premature baby. So I would, pump my milk because mine was flowing out perfect. So I would give milk, for that baby. And the baby is good now. But I'm just saying, they're going too far with this stuff. They're going too far with it. And even within that community, they are complaining about it. They're complaining about it. So, like you said, Keeper, a lot of stuff start at home. You're not going to be in a school telling my child that they need to get a book of a man strapping on and violating another boy in his behind. No, we're not reading that. No. And my thing, I'm all about procreation. I'm all about procreation. I'm not, you have women up here dancing around, boasting about deleting a baby. I mean, if you're gonna do it, but don't get up on YouTube boasting about, oh, I'm twerking. I got one before Trump gets in the office. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? I mean, procreation, if we keep going on like that, it's nothing gonna be, kids left. Now, when you look like Japan, right now, Japan does not have enough of people to replace their elderly. The most purchased item in Japan is diapers, adult diapers. They didn't replace their generation, so it's dying off. They're actually letting people, because I talked to a realtor over there, they're allowing Americans to go buy homes over there because a lot of the homes that they had there, the elderly had passed away and nobody's living in it. So you can move to Japan and probably buy a home for $50,000. They're also paying Black men to go over there and procreate. That's how bad it is. So once you done delete it off, they're encouraging you to delete off your you know your seed. And then if they're encouraging certain things, there's nothing left. And they tell you is a lot of, the population is so big in the world. It is not. It is not. If you go to Italy, their generations done passed off. COVID went through there, took out a lot of people. You go to Japan, a lot of that place is just sitting there rotting. A lot of people, I mean, they don't even have people to replace, the population. You go to, and these are not even third world places. This is happening in modern society in places that's, top tier. And so if you do all of that, it's not going to be enough for people to sustain your race. And that's happening a lot within the Anglo-Saxon race. You have David Duke coming out telling white women to have babies because I think they only had probably 3,000 babies born in 1 year. You can't sustain your race like that. And so I'm all about that. I'm not saying everybody to follow that, but if we keep on the way we are, we're going to be like Japan and some of these other European countries. And most of the people that are procreating are Middle Eastern and I think the Mexicans, South America, and Africa. Africa is the number one. So I'm telling you, we're in trouble when it comes to procreation. You can have, that's right. You can have all the bells and whistles you want, but if nobody is procreating, we're out of here. Yeah, I've seen I know I was in, what was it, DC? They had some kind of pride parade. The man was walking around and there was kids out there with a what is it? Jock strap on. And I'm like, why are you walking around in front of kids like that? And then they had, I don't like to call them by that because they feel certain ways, but he was transgender, and then when he showed up to one of the readings, he had on a strap on at the elementary school, and they deleted that off. But with me being a part of my state government Republican Party, they showed us what this individual did, and they tried to scrub it from YouTube. He literally showed up to if you know how they read to kids, and showed up dressed up like he was a stripper and had on one of those artificial strap-ons. So I was like, when it's not that whole group. I know some decent people, they're decent parents, they love kids, they are they give back, and they don't go around and parade in that, and we're not even talking about it. I've been to dinners where we would be talking about something, a broad subject, and you have one individual talking about, yeah, I slept, it was so off key. I'm like, are we talking about sex? I just stopped talking and started sipping on my water. I was like, why are you bringing that up? We're not even talking about that stuff. So I totally understand. I just don't like it, but a lot of this stuff is being shut down. And like Target, they lost money. I guess they try to do the DEI with Walmart, But I'm saying Black people are very strong people. And I want to go into the subject of affirmative action. And I think there was a lot of Asians that went against it. They were the ones that stopped affirmative action. Okay, so they thought, because you have to look at a lot of Chinese and different people from that were trying to get into, these Ivy League schools. A lot of them, if they're countryside people, they do not act like the city people, and they don't study a lot like some of them. If I show you some videos, but anyway, they fought against affirmative action. So after they fought and won, Black people still, their percentage of acceptance went down and Black people's went up. So I was like, Black people already know what it's like to be Black in America. If you come into America from a different country, don't ever think you're going to tell a white man what he's going to do. Black people already know that. So they fought for affirmative action and it didn't work out for them too well. Their acceptance rate went down. So that shows you that Black people didn't really need affirmative action. They didn't need it because they were already smart. A lot of these things we don't need. DI, what do we need that for? We don't need that. We don't need certain things. And as a Black person, I didn't never have to be a victim to get where I'm at. And I'm not saying that we don't have police brutality. I'm not saying that we don't have certain challenges, but we are not victims. We're not always victims to certain things. And Black people ride a lot on, oh, they're racist, but your son went out there and hurt somebody, but oh, you're racist. A lot of things is not racist. It's not always based off of that. So I'm just saying, sometimes our upbringing can affect things, but sometimes a lot of people play the victim role. And this DEI stuff, you didn't hurt Walmart. You didn't hurt none of these things. Because people, when you go in there, they're still going. They don't care about no DEI. They caring about whether they can put food on their table, whether they can get up the road with gas. I'm not thinking about these things. What comes first is survival. My color, yeah, it does play a role in things, but when it comes down to me, my thing is survival. What are you going to give us? What's going to help my people, not enable them or make them feel like a victim? Because a lot of times that's what a lot of this is. And then when you look at Black Lives Matter, you had that little boy that got deleted and his mother, they didn't give him a dime. So, and then when you go back and look at it, it started as a Black thing. Most of it is not ran by Black people. You got white people living in white oceanside condos and stuff, getting money off of your race. And every time we start a movement, it always have to include sexuality. I'm tired of that. Why every time we start a movement as Black people, it always have to turn into homosexual? It always have to turn into that. And it doesn't matter. This little boy was shot down by police. Why are we including, or the man that was murdered by a police? Why does that have to do with what's in my pants? I don't understand that. It's about police brutality. It's not about, everything is always taken over by sexuality. Every time you bring up my color, it's always the same as somebody what they identify as. Why does my race always have to be associated with that? That's why I don't like that. I didn't choose. One thing about Black people, they can't help with what they came out like. They can't help that. But you can pick if that's how you want to be, or if that's how you feel. But when I come out, I'm Black. So please stop putting the two together. I don't like that. I just don't. And people can call me anything they want. But I'm going to tell you something. If you don't put a stop to certain things, our kids' age of consent is next. The more you play into this stuff, and that's why they putting laws down, they're going too far with this stuff. And it's hurting kids. When you tell a 2-year-old they can identify as a girl and start pumping them with hormones and start putting them in girl clothes just because they played with a doll, that is not enough. Yes, I looked at that too, honeybee. Black people were stronger when we didn't have none of this stuff. We were stronger. We are strong people. We are strong people. We don't need you to walk around as though you are a victim. You're not. We have overcame so much stuff without all this AEI, and the only thing they're doing is using you to get paid. And then you have what is it? All this affirmative action and all of this other stuff. And I'm like, where is all this mess coming from? And then you got these men over there crying and stuff. I'm like, this, what in the hell? I've never grown up around, and I'm not saying men shouldn't cry, but if I'm out walking around and you get something go down and you crying and I'm over there boxing him, I'm just like, what in the hell? I mean, what happened to this generation? I do not know. I don't know. It's sad. It's really sad. And a lot of people don't like me because, oh, well, you think because this and that. No, you're not a victim. You're not a victim all the time. You're not a victim. Now, sometimes Black men are targeted. I'm not saying they're not. But you have to look at every time we get a movement, it always has to blend in with sexuality. Why can't it be they fight over there for that? And, you know, if it's Black police brutality, let it stay that. Every time we get a movement, Black people always have to be associated with sexuality. And I don't like that. I don't like it. Just let it be a Black movement. Don't come over here with that. Because if you look at it, it started off as Black Lives Matter. Black people dumped that stuff because all of a sudden, here it comes. The whole community done took over. And then when this woman's son was taken out by police and she wanted to get an organization, they didn't give her a dime. Not a dime. And then, and I'm going to tell you something else, and you might not like me for it. Every time Black people, when it's time to talk about alternative lifestyle, where are you at the table? I don't never see you in Washington at the table talking about these matters. So, and then when you go on the dating sites, some of them don't even allow Black people up there. And then when you go do studies, the most racist person is a liberal white guy, gay man. Just like Malcolm X said, those words are true. The most dangerous person is a liberal man, white man. We got to come out of this slumber. It's not helping us. Even with all these organizations in place, they're not helping. Long as they know they can get money off of you, long as they know they can keep you oppressed, thinking you oppressed, long as they can keep you as a victim, you're never going to come out of that. And they're going to keep on passing these laws, and then they're already telling kids that once they start taking these hormones, they don't have to tell their parents. We got to stop. We have to come out of this slumber. And every time you say you don't like it, oh, you homophobic. I'm not scared of you. Phobia is scared. I'm not scared of nobody. It does. You get in amongst people, it's always division. And then I can see how the system is set up. Yeah, there's a lot of things against us, but sometimes we get up here and we are our worst enemy. I mean, I see things up here, a woman dancing around because she aborted a child, twerking her behind. And then when you go back a couple of years, she'll be the one on the show talking about, I wished I wouldn't have done it. And another thing, and I'm not saying this, you know, I don't have a family history of breast cancer, but I talked to a gynecologist, and she said a lot of times when you have abortions, your body go through changes so quick that your breast can't get rid of certain tissue in your breast. And a lot of women are linked to breast cancer because they had abortions. Once you do something like that, that's a big hormonal change. So it's hard for a body to get rid of a lot, because you know the first thing that grow on you is your breast when you pregnant. That's how most of the time I would find out I was pregnant, because you know your breast is very tender. So when you get pregnant, you end up, you know, aborting the baby, but your body can't keep up with that hormonal change because it's suddenly. And a lot of times that tissue that's left in there, the body don't get rid of it, and it end up turning into breast cancer. Now, I was told that by a professional. So, you know, it's a lot of things people talk you into this stuff. But when it's time for your child to cry, when it's time for you to have to run behind your kids, when it's time to have to, oh, they calling me from that place. That's my daughter. But when it's time to face the pain that they go through, none of these people that's convincing you that this stuff is okay is gonna be around. They'll influence you to do it. But when the pain comes, you as a parent have to take on to that. They are nowhere to be found. The enemy and people will talk your kids into certain things. And when it's time for the pain to hit, These counselors telling these kids all this stuff. But when the pain hits, when them kids are up at night crying, when these kids face certain shame, certain pain, those people are not there. You as a parent have to take on to that. So don't let these people convince you that this stuff is okay. It's not. It's not. Because later on, just like promiscuous women, you talk to them and they have so many soul ties in their body and they wonder why they're so confused, why they stay in conflict with themselves. It's because you have, when you lay down, and that is a sacred thing that's between your legs. It's a sacred thing. And when you lay down and have all these men in your body, they're leaving soul ties with you. And then you wonder why your body and your mind stay confused all the time, because it's fighting against all that stuff. And I'm not saying people don't believe it. Everybody think, oh, let's just do it. Let's just do it. But there's consequences for everything. There's consequences for everything. They are using you as an experiment. They set back. Every race studies Black people. When you cut on the TV, it's always Black people. I go on some African channels, you don't really hear them talking nothing about their country. It's Black people. And when you go to different, every race studies Black people because we're the strongest consumers. So they have to study us. Every race other than Black people study. And then you have certain races like Asians, they don't buy from you. But they'll set up shop in your neighborhood. It came right out of their mouth. Asians do not buy from Black people. They were taught that. So most of these races, when you go in different race and traditions, they'll set shop up in your neighborhood, but they not gonna buy from you. They study us. They study us. And they'll leech right off of the back of Black people. And that's what I said. And it, I'm going to get off of here because I have to start putting up more Christmas decorations. But if you look at it, and this is to tell you right here how Democrats used the suffering of slaves and used that for other races of people. The 13th and 14th Amendment was not for birthrights for immigrants. Those were birthrights that your ancestors fought for. Black free slaves. And then they used that as birthright citizenship for people that have never been on American soil. I don't think that's right. That was placed there for us. When are we going to wake up and, stop including everybody into us? Every race has their own pride about it. When are we going to start having pride for ours? When are we going to start having pride? It's nothing wrong with having pride in your race. And stop allowing people to use laws where our people were getting beat, our people were suffering, Our people had baby snatched. Our people had our babies were used for bait for alligators, and then they turn around and use those laws that was put up for free slaves to use that for people that never been here. That shows you how they put other people before you. That was not meant for people that's not from here. That was meant for freed slaves and the babies they gave birth to. Sanctuary cities were for Black people that migrated, because it was, you had the Dixie, what is it, the Dixie, the Confederate line, where once you left that and you went up into the north, those were sanctuary cities for free slaves where you couldn't touch them. Once you got past that Mason-Dixon line, that's where those sanctuary cities were. That was not to protect immigrants. And I feel some way about that. I feel some way about that. That was not for immigrants. And so now they're using sanctuary cities, and then, basically sanctuary means they can't pat and frisk you. That's what that means. Because that's one time New York, they could just pat you down and frisk you and stuff like that. But a lot of that stopped through protection through sanctuary cities. So that's why most of the time they can't go in there and mess with them. Just like you had people that was around there stabbing people, doing stuff to them, they can't touch them. They let those people right out. So you got two different laws. Okay, Americans would be locked up for attempt to delete somebody, but then you let them out. That's not fair. We have to get control of what was ours. Our forefathers fought for that. That should not be used for people that were not here. And that's why Trump is stopping that day one. That was not for immigrants. And people should feel some type of way about that. I don't have a problem with people being documented, but we have to look out for our people, not the sub. You have people, some of them don't even like your ass. And they're using that law for those people to come in and then stab you in the stomach like they did over here. Some Arabic man stabbed a white boy in his stomach because he thought he stole a Gatorade. We don't get down like that. And I think they should have like a simulation classes for people. You just don't throw people in an environment and they don't know the laws, because they could just go on and the sanctuary status protects them. That's not fair. That was not for you. That was not for you to go set up hospitals where you let, and I'm not even just saying this is for brown people and Black people. I'm saying they even do this with European people, letting them in here. They have hospitals set up, and once they give birth to their child, they are attached to America forever. And that stops day one. That was not for immigrants. That was for free slaves. And the Supreme Court is already, if you have a hearing for a visa and you're here on a visa, they said that they're not even caring if you appeal for court. They're sending you back. They're sending you back. And then I think what they're doing is sending them back until they get control over things. And also they're hiring immigration and immigration enforcement agencies. They're giving you bonuses too. So if there are people that are out there and they hear my voice, if they were prior military, they're hiring. You have priority of being immigration enforcement agent. And then they have what is it? Immigrations paper form specialists. They're hiring for that. GS jobs. So if you looking for a job and you were prior military, even if you weren't, if you want to help, they're hiring if you are unemployed. So I'm just saying, I don't have a problem with immigration, but do not be using what was meant for my free people as people to come here to abuse it. That's all I'm saying. That was not meant for them. And people are getting mad at Trump, but Obama and Clinton sent back more immigrants than anybody. So I'm just saying, some of them are essential. They're not sending all of them back, but the ones that are not essential coming over here with your babies and stuff, and we paying for it, that's gonna stop. That's right. We have to look out for ourselves. And my generation goes back to what, 8 now? Now, I understand that when you talk to people of Black different races or any kind of race, the first thing they're going to tell you is I'm Asian, I'm African, I'm Caribbean, I'm this. Black people got to start, it's not divisive. You need to start calling yourself an American, a Black American. Stop calling yourself an African American. That is not what they started off calling us. We are not African American. Somebody, my son-in-law is a African American. He even say, why are y'all calling yourself African Americans? You're not African American, you're Black American. And when we speak up, we just say we African. Why can't Black people just say that? And a lot of times we're not. We need to start being very, not saying divisive, but be very together as a race. We are Black Americans. We're not, most of us haven't even, I've been to Tanzania, but most people have never seen the soil of an African continent. Well, the African continent. None of us seen that. So why are we calling ourselves African Americans? Jesse Jackson started that to separate you from your land. Black people, some Black people were already here. So we were first called Negroes. Then we were also called Native. Then it went from Negroes into African Americans. That stuff just separates you from who you are. I don't have a problem with being African, African descent, but I am not African. I am a Black American with 8 generations here. And most of us do. Why are we calling ourselves something where we haven't even been on the continent? You don't see no when you see an Asian, they say I'm Asian. You see a Filipino, they say I'm Filipino. You hear Africans, I'm African. I'm Caribbean. I'm this Mexican or whatever. No, we got to blend ourselves in because we look like somebody. Well, if you go to Japan, there's black people there. You go to India, there's people blacker than us there. Then you go to South America, Mexico, there's black people there. You don't see them calling themselves black, African. We have to stop. And then you got this lady up here. She registered as a Asian, Kamala. She's not black. And you got some black woman talking about her hair. She got a silk press on her hair. I'm like, this woman is an Indian Irish. She's not black. She's not black. She registered on her thing as a Asian. She's not black. And what does she say to your face? Oh, what are you going to do for the black? Nothing. But she over here giving immigrants cards with money on it, free cars, housing, medical, and then you have black people fighting just to get Medicaid and food stamps. Boy, y'all got to wake up. Wake up. Wake out of your slumber, because your forefathers definitely were conservative. It's time for us to get back to the communities, get back to stop being victims. Come out of this stuff. Come out of it. It's killing us. It's killing you off. It's killing you off as a race. It's killing you. You got to get back to values. None of this stuff that they made is helping us. If you look at society, it ain't even vibrant as it used to be. Nowhere near it. Because everybody's a victim. And they set up shop to make you feel like a victim when you're not. You're definitely not a victim. Black people are victorious. Anybody that went through chattel slavery like we did and still survived. We have to stop playing like we the victim and come up off the plantation. Come up off of it. Come off of it. Y'all people, black people it has not helped us with any of that stuff. You got in most of these, you were admitted into most of these colleges because of what you've done. It wasn't no laws, because white people have control over that. And that's where Asians messed up. You never come into, black people know. They know not to go up there fucking with them white folks. They know that. But here come the Asians, and they learned their lesson too. You don't ever come into America telling a white man what you gonna do. Because what they did went right up there, got rid of affirmative action because they felt black people were getting in because of that. No, when they look back at the raw score, black people scored to get in there. It wasn't for affirmative action. You had a 12-year-old that went to Duke, and it had nothing to do with affirmative action. When you looked at their scores, it was higher than most Asians, and he was 12 years old, black American. So we got to come up off of that. We have to get back to where our forefathers were. We had more back there. Back then, our families were together. We had more land. Where I'm at, most of the black people that were military-owned land. This is one of the biggest states with black-owned land. And we have to get back to some of the values that we were brought, our forefathers, had an influence over us with. A lot of this modern day stuff is killing us. You had the sexual revolution. What did they get out of it? All of them end up sick. All this modern day stuff is just, it's okay to have internet and do all these things. They tell you to be free with your body. Then you got Sexy Red over here. She's blistered up in a vagina, blistered up on her lips, on her arms. Oh, just be free with yourself. Just be free. But there's consequences for that. And I think we need to get back to that. We need to get back to it. It's destroying us. It's destroying us. I came up in very conservative values, but I'm not extreme with it. But I know when there is an agenda behind things, and there's a lot of agendas behind stuff to destroy us. To destroy us. I lost so many family members. Yeah, I'm gonna get with you, baby. I definitely am, honeybee. I had family members, probably over 10 or 11 from DC that died from AIDS. And all of it was sexual. Being sexually fluent, just going around having them a good time. Oh, go out there and do it. Feel free. Oh, yeah, do it. But when the consequences come rolling down, none of those people that was influencing you to do it is there. The family sitting up there watching you have 110 fever, mouth blistered up, so skinny that you can't even, it was like bones you picking up. They couldn't eat nothing. It's coming out in diarrhea. We had to clean up all that stuff. But where were the people that influenced you? Where was the people that told you, oh, just be carefree with your body? None of them was there. Hair falling out. Had to give them baths. They couldn't even get up to take a bath. I've seen it. So we have to be careful. People are, oh, this feels good. Oh, yeah, do it. Yeah. But where are the people when you need them? Nowhere to be found. Yeah, YM, I'm about to get off because I got to do some stuff. Yeah. So we have to be, you can do it, but there's consequences for it. Because I knew Sexy Red, that wasn't going to last too long. She got lipstick called gonorrhea, herpes, and all this stuff. Oh, just go do it, girl. And then who would want to put something on that lip, on their lips? And it's called a disease or a virus or whatever they call it now. When we were growing up, it was called a SUD, what was it? Sexually transmitted disease. When we were growing up, I don't know if you squeezing herpes juice in there and then I'm putting it on my lips and getting it. I don't know. I would never put nothing on my lips from that lady. And she said, "Oh, I named the chat, what was it, lip gloss after gonorrhea because her friend had gonorrhea and it was green." I'm like, what? No. We have to get back to accountability. Accountability. Because the first thing they said, oh, they arrest me because I'm black. No. You didn't forget that you walked out of the store stealing the people's stuff. Accountability. Just like I told my kids, you ever get in trouble, I'll bail you out the first time. Anytime after that, you stay your ass up in there. That's what I told them. And they've never been in trouble. Not saying that they can't, but by the grace of God, there go I. I don't judge you, but I do know the accountability and responsibility if I do things. I just can't conform. I respect you, but you're not going to force anything on me. Nothing. Because I have rights just like you do. But my right is to respect you if you respect me. But I just came up here because I haven't been on in a while. But the young generations, I can see, them doing things. But when you get older and your mind, you don't have nothing but time. And when you have that time and you look back, there's going to be a lot of regrets. It's going to be a lot of regrets. Just like with my cousin, she was a dancer in DC, came from a good home, went out there, got with some guy, he got her hooked on this stuff. And I say about 5 years ago, she's clean now, but she had to go back and clean up all those mistakes. And you would see the tears in her eyes. She couldn't get back the time. She had 2 girls, couldn't get back the time that she lost with them. The kids were calling her mother, and calling her by her name. And then a lot of things she got in, she had a record because she was stealing to keep up with her habits and different things. She couldn't get a job, but now she has one. But when you see her break down, she said, when you on drugs, you do so many things to hurt people. But when you're clean, it's hard to face what you did. So a lot of times she said when she would get clean, she would I got a package. I told you I had to get some monitors from FedEx from my job. Hold on, guys. But I'm back, guys. I got my package. Oh my God, they got like 2 monitors in there. Cause some of them they have to extract like different stuff from it. So they're updating stuff with the government. But yeah, and I don't want people to, I know people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. But just think, use your own mind. When stuff get real and people, you know, in your heart things are not right, wonder who, just look at, are those people going to be there for you? Are they going to be there for you when things get ugly? Like with my cousin, she cries all the time. She said the easiest thing for me to do is to relapse, but she said she couldn't face a lot of things because she was so used to going to crack and getting rid of it, because she started off with powder and then she started, you know, freebasing or whatever you call it. And she ended up hooked on that stuff. It took so many years from her. And she said, I think she went to rehab so many times because she said she just couldn't face it. And the number one was her kids. And you know, and I just say we have to take accountability and look out, not look at always the race, and then not always look at some some things people say. Look at what benefits you. Look what benefits you. Look out for what benefits you and your family and protect them. And that's all I'm going to say. Well, everybody have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. You don't have to agree, but just think. I'm going to let you think about it. And just protect your family. That's what I'm going to say, because there's so many odds against them. And because, you know, when we were growing up, it was simple. Now we have so many, they have so many odds against them. And not be too hard, you know, not too hard on them and stuff. But that's just my message. And everybody just have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I thank everybody for coming over. Honeybee, I'll get with you, sweetheart. And everybody be safe and take care. Bye-bye.